ready for Kernels baseball? The Class A affiliate of the world champion Anaheim Angels plays right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. Now, in his 8th season bringing you the fun of Cedar Rapids baseball, here's the voice of the Kernels. He's the one, the only, John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
The Kernels' 7-game homestand continues after dropping the rubber game of a 3-game series with Peoria yesterday and completing the 4th of July weekend. The Kernels are welcoming in the Beloit Snappers, Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. The Snappers are in 4th place in the Western Division second half standings with a 10-8 record. The Kernels are in 5th place in the Western Division second half standings. Our record 8-10, and we're playing Beloit for the first time since we split a 4-game series with the Milwaukee Brewer minor leaguers in southern Wisconsin in early June. Beloit has 2 big names on their roster. They're both in the lineup this evening. The son of Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn is Tony Gwynn Jr. and Big Daddy, Cecil Fielder's son, Prince Fielder, is in the Don Money lineup as well. The Kernel strength and conditioning coach Clayton Wilson joined us yesterday before the rubber game of that 3-game set against Peoria, and it's part 2 of our dugout interview with the Kernel strength and conditioning coach from Texas. Clayton Wilson's up next on the dugout interview.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You heard us running last for the senior game between yours.
I need your help.
NBA free agent front, the Spurs, whining and dining Jason Kidd, and ESPN.com's Mark Stein reports Gary Payton has cut his list to 3, Lakers, Portland, and Miami, with the Lakers being his first choice. This means he's not going back to Milwaukee. I'm John Stashhammer.
Sports Center every 20 minutes, only on ESPN Radio.
Right now, it's nighttime. You're starving, and there are people at Denny's just like you. Except for one thing. See, they're not starving. They just ordered a plate of steamy little mini burgers. Oh, here comes a big plate of hot zesty nachos. You know, there's one more difference between you and them. Yeah, see, they're having fun. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and Viagra, sildenafil citrate. You've seen the signs as they leave the doctor's office. The spring in the step, the look of relief, spontaneous whistling. The technical term for this condition.
Peck's Flower and Garden Shop reminds you that June is Perennial Garden Month. Hit your garden with a punch of color with perennial flowers from Peck's. Peck's has a huge variety and wide selection of perennial flowers on sale. Buy 3 and get 1 free. Add a knockout to your garden with rose bushes from Peck's. Regularly $24.99, these beautiful, easy-to-care-for rose bushes are on sale at Peck's for only $17.99. You'll enjoy glowing cherry red blooms all summer long. Peck's reminds you that planting season is still in full swing. Experience beautiful blooms all summer long with annual flower plants by visiting the greenhouses at Peck's. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop is open until 8 on weeknights and until 5 on weekends, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast. Peck's has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956.
Clayton Wilson back with us for a second segment of the dugout interview. And Clayton, I know a lot of parents worry about contact sports for young kids. My dad was a doctor, and he was dead set against football for grade schoolers and junior high and even high school. And it wasn't that my dad wanted to baby kids or boys, but he thought he didn't think their growth plates were strong enough, and if they got injured as young kids, it could affect them the rest of their life because their growth plates weren't fully formed. At what age, Clayton Wilson, should a kid start lifting weights?
Start physical training at the age of 8. I mean, that would be just like push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. But as far as free weights, I believe around 15. You don't want to really start too early. I mean, not with like plyometrics or anything like that, because it's very, very hard on the growth plates in your legs and stuff.
That's exactly right, Clayton. My dad was a doctor, and he mentioned those growth plates as being so important, and not to tinker with them. Using your own body weight, as in you cited push-ups or sit-ups, is fine, but I'm glad you cautioned against lifting free weights at too young of an age. Clayton, we're going to open a can of worms of controversy, and I think baseball's done a great job as far as trying to get the word out about the danger. Well, Jose Canseco has turned into a very unhappy adult after admittedly using steroids during his career. Baseball is moving towards testing and hopefully a written ban on those kind of things. But could you cite what are the main dangers in people delving into that world of steroids?
Well, one is you don't actually know what you're going to get when you're buying these steroids. Most of it's pretty much all of it's black market kind of stuff.
Because of it's illegal.
Yes, and so you don't know what you're actually getting. There are many side effects to these steroids. I mean, as far as hair growth, hair loss, in females, deepening of the voice. It's just liver cancer, kidney cancer, and even in Lalazedo, he formed brain cancer.
A former NFL Bronco.
Yes, that's correct. And so, I mean, the side effects are just horrible.
They're innumerable.
Very. I mean, there's just, I can go on about the side effects, but the thing is getting these guys to understand that. I mean, they come in here and they see WWF and they see these guys that are on steroids and they got these great bodies or whatnot, but they don't understand that the side effects can happen to them, even though that they are professional athletes. And
they have a bit of an aura of invincibility, or it'll never happen to me. Do you ever directly address to the club, or does Trent Clark in Anaheim, the bottom line, horrendous as you term them, side effects of steroid use, or do you go to the guys individually, and if you think there's cause for concern, or is it swept under the carpet? How is or isn't it addressed in the Angel organization?
Well, at the beginning of the year, when everybody's in there doing spring training, we have meetings on steroids and what they can cause and what they can do and the reasons why that they're banned and stuff like that. And then throughout the season, as you know, some guys feel they need a boost or whatnot, they'll mention something about it, because I've got a very open door policy with my players, and they feel confident enough that they can, or comfortable enough to actually come and talk to me about it usually. And we sit down and we talk about it, and usually afterwards they feel that there's other ways around steroids, and that's what I try to inform them on.
Clayton, that's great to know, that you are available to address, because I'm no naive. I know that even at this level, guys are trying to get stronger, faster, and it's just not the right route to go. Are the two best ways still to strengthen yourself rigorous training and hard work?
Yes, hard work, proper diet, and rest. Those are the three big things to prepare your body for just about anything. Clayton
Wilson, our guest on this Monday evening, as the Kernels prepare to open a 4-game series with the Beloit Snappers. We'll take a break on this Monday evening, wrap things up with the Kernels strength and conditioning coach next on the Dugout Interview.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I can throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
Clayton, you mentioned the importance of nutrition or diet in not only a normal person's daily life, but that of an athlete. I want to run an interesting story by you. When we were in Peoria last weekend, I interviewed George Kissel, a legendary teacher in the Cardinal organization, and he went way back to 1971 when Joe Torre won the league MVP with the Cardinals. Joe wanted to lose 40 pounds. He wanted to go from 230 to 190, and he did so on a water diet. He drank 2 glasses of water every 4 to 5 hours. That was 30 years ago. Was that smart? Is it better than like the Atkins diet or crash diets? What do you? I know you believe in hydrating and drinking water. Did Joe Torre go about it a safe way?
Well, it depends on, did he stop eating?
No, he still ate. He ate fruits and vegetables and drank water.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, they say you should have 8 16-ounce glasses of water a day, but I believe you should have more than that, especially with the activity. If you're highly active, then you should definitely have more water. I mean, you can't really get enough of it.
Clayton, my final question is concerning that fine line when these guys are playing every day, all out. How do you know how much they should lift or how little they should lift? Is there a chart? Is there a log? Do you take their pulse? Do you go by their feedback? Does Todd Klaus give you direction? Because to me, that's a fine line. You want to keep them strong and healthy, but you don't want to wear them out.
Well, the thing is that I communicate with the players just about every day, and we've got a pretty close bond, and I can kind of tell if they're feeling a little sluggish. Like normally we lift 2 times a week, but because of all the traveling and the long road trip we were on this week, I'm only going to make them lift once this week. And as far as conditioning, you can tell when an athlete's really down and it's hard to get going and everything. Well, I'm going to cut back on the conditioning a little bit that day. I mean, these guys are in very, very good shape. It's just sometimes the road just plays horrible tricks on your body.
Yes, it does. I mentioned you can have bus leg.
Yeah, very bad. Especially when you're a bigger guy and you don't really fit in the bus.
Like you and I.
That's correct, yeah.
Well, Clayton, thank you so much. You are as calm and humble a guy as I've ever interviewed in 8 years. And I tell you what, I used to teach and coach, and I can tell that the guys listen to you. You have a great rapport with them. You're getting a lot of great mileage out of these kids in their first, second, third year of pro ball. You're doing it the right way. And we want to thank you for that great service to this Colonel Ball Club. A $5 gift certificate to Zio Janos. Clayton is yours for being our dugout interview guest for the second part here on this Monday night following Sunday afternoon's get-together. Clayton Wilson, thank you so very much. Enjoy the perfect pasta and homemade bread at Zio Janos. So much good for so little money at Zio Janos. Clayton Wilson, thank you.
Thank you very much, John.
Thanks to Clayton Wilson, our strength and conditioning coach. Up next, series opener, Kernels and Beloit. I'll have the starting lineups in a minute.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today. Burger King welcomes you to stop in anytime to enjoy our great sandwiches your way. Try our flame-broiled Whopper sandwich and make it a combo to make it a meal. Treat yourself with a creamy shake or a pie to sweeten up your day. You have 6 locations to choose from in the Cedar Rapids, Marion area. Bring your family and friends before or after the Kernels game. At Burger King, you got it.
On an overcast Monday evening, the Kernels open up a 4-game series with the Beloit Snappers. Their skipper is former Brewer great, started his career with Philadelphia, Don Money, and this is a matchup between two clubs trying to establish themselves as firm contenders for playoff berths in the second half standings of the Western Division. Beloit's 10-8. They're in 4th place in the Midwest League Western Division second half standings. The Kernels in 5th place, a game ahead of Quad City and 2 behind these Snappers. We split a 4-game series with Beloit in southern Wisconsin back in early June. Let's set the starting lineups for the Snappers. Leading off in left field is Kennard Bibbs, a speedster, second in the league with 37 stolen bases. Calix Crabb is batting second. He's the second baseman for Beloit. Hitting third is Tony Gwynn Jr. Tony Gwynn Jr. in 10 games hitting over 400 for the Beloit Snappers. The cleanup batter is the son of Big Daddy, former 3-time AL RBI king Cecil Fielder. Prince Fielder at first base bats cleanup. Prince leads the league in RBIs with 64. Batting fifth for the Snappers, their designated hitter Travis Hinton. The catcher is John Vandenberg. Vandenberg catches and bats sixth for the Snappers. Hitting seventh is Adam Heather. Heather at third base, batting seventh. He was just drafted last month by Milwaukee. Mario Mendez is the right fielder. He'll hit eighth for the Snappers. And batting ninth for Beloit, their shortstop, Chaz Turney. On the hill, a red-hot lefty, Manny Parra. Manny won 5 in a row before enduring a no decision his last time out, but he's 8-2. Manny Parra beat the Kernels and Micah Posey back on June 1st. The first game of a twin bill at Pullman Field, a 4-3 Snapper win. Manny Parra is a 20-year-old southpaw. He's from American River, California, junior college. And with his 8-2 record, the 20-year-old southpaw has a 2.90 ERA. Manny Parra, P-A-R-R-A, on the hill, making his 17th start of the year for Beloit. Well, that's how Don Money's team will line up. Allen Motor Company now proud to bring you the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup. Now's a great time to experience the Inner Circle savings at Allen Motor Company. Just in at Allen Motor Company, just in like new, 2002 Oldsmobile Aleros. Those 2002 Oldsmobile Aleros, half price, start at just $10,995. Believe me, that is some bargain. Those 2002 Oldsmobile Aleros right now, Inner Circle savings at Allen Motor Company, half price, 2002 like new Oldsmobile Aleros start at just $10,995 at Allen Motor Company. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, Rancel Melgarejo in right field leading off. Batting second, switch hitting shortstop, sixth in the league in hitting, Erick Aybar. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order, switch hitter, all-star second baseman, top hitter in the league with a .324 average, Alberto Kiaspo. The Colonel DH and cleanup batter is Jared Abruzzo. He sat out the final 2 games of our 3-game weekend series with Peoria with a sore hand, but Jared's fine now. Batting fifth, he homered yesterday, drove in 2 of the Colonel 4 runs. At first base, Matt Abram. The left fielder in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup is Caleb Mayer. He'll hit 6th. Alex Devorsky is batting 7th and catching. Greg Porter will hit 8th in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Greg's at third base. And batting 9th, he drove in a run, his 14th of the year yesterday. Quan Cosby in center field, batting 9th for the Kernels. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, on the hill is 22-year-old right-hander James Holcomb. James is 2-3 on the year. He's making his 9th start, a 2.88 ERA. Holcomb last pitched Tuesday in Fort Wayne in a Kernel 6-4 win. James got a no decision. He went 5 innings, gave the Wizards 3 runs in 5 innings on 5 hits, struck out 4 and walked none. James Holcomb, a 22-year-old right-hander out of Nevada, Reno, an 8th-round pick of the Angels last year, is on the mound for the Kernels this evening. The Kernels are gathered in front of their first base home dugout. We're in our white home uniforms, blue caps, red bills, and red numbers trimmed in black. Beloit is in their gray road uniforms with blue caps and then a green turtle as their emblem. Of course, the Snappers named after Turtle Creek in Beloit. The Kernels hit the diamond, and Allison Hasselbrink, a recent graduate of the University of Northern Iowa, is marching out onto the diamond behind the dirt batting circle. Allison's going to sing the national anthem. It looks like the skies are clearing just a bit. No rain falling. The lights are on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Here's our message from Bank, Iowa, followed by Allison Hasselbrink with the Star-Spangled Banner.
We are proud to pay tribute to all our armed services who made great sacrifices in order to preserve the freedoms we enjoy. Please stand and join Bank, Iowa and the Kernels as we salute our flag and sing the national anthem.
Performing the national anthem this evening, Allison Hasselbrink.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the monsters beaming in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, there's a young lady with a music major out of UNI in Cedar Falls, Allison Hasselbrink, prettier than a songbird, just a beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. The Kernels open a 4-game series against the Beloit Snappers. Kernel Baseball here on the Zone, brought to you in part all season long by Wayne Wynn and his great crew at Hometown Restyling. Wayne has showrooms in Coralville and Hiawatha. If you'd like windows, siding, doors, patio enclosures, sunrooms, any kind of remodeling, Wayne Wynn and his locally owned crew at Hometown Restyling will do a great job for you. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home. The Kernels and Snappers, Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer. You're listening to Kernel Baseball here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600. A trio of guests, which will welcome each for a bit to the microphone here this evening. I think you'll be surprised to know who's here. Kernel Baseball next on the Zone.
You know how it is to have a good friend, someone who stands by you during good times as well as the bad. That's the kind of friend Dave Tobiasen at Family Insurance Center can be. Dave Tobiasen is your Pekin insurance agent in Monticello. Whatever your insurance needs, you can depend on Dave Tobiasen. Dave will settle your claims as quickly and conveniently as possible. See Dave Tobiasen, your Pekin insurance agent at Family Insurance Center in Monticello, for insurance coverages at competitive rates.
Budweiser True Music is music created for real music lovers by real musicians, like the Donnas.
We don't put any song on the record that we don't like.
We really try hard to think of it as an album instead of a single and then some other filler songs. I know everyone tries to write a great album. Yeah, a lot of people say it, but do they stress out about it and cry?
This moment of true music was brought to you by Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, before the game, this is our night that we're trying to do our best, the Freedom from Hunger night. Colonel fans, as their part in helping to strike out hunger in the greater Cedar Rapids area have been asked to bring their donations of non-perishable food items to the ballpark throughout this homestand. And those that brought items between Friday and this evening received a coupon good for $1 off a plaza or club seat for this game. And the goal of the drive is to raise 20,000 pounds of food for area food assistance programs, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that here in the early going. Leading off for the Snappers is a left-handed batter, Kennard Bibbs, and a beautiful Uncle Charlie drops in for a strike call to Bibbs. He's a left-handed batter. He's out of Oklahoma City University, and he's second in the league with 37 stolen bases. He slaps Holcomb's next pitch high off the facade. Ooh, look out. Couple of elderly folks just sitting down and literally they wouldn't have known what hit them. Well, Linda Langston, you're a great friend. We share the same liberal arts background, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But you and Lou Barron and Jim Hauser were here before the game, and we want to know why here in just a moment. A curve, and that one's bounced over the Colonel dugout, and it's still 0-2 to Kennard Bibbs. This is a pretty special campaign during the middle of the summer that you're involved with.
Yes, it is, John. Freedom from hunger, I think many people don't think of summertime as the time when people are really hungry, but in fact the food pantries run low on food.
Well, that's right. My sister lives in Seattle and another in Denver, and the problem of people going hungry is much more magnified in those bigger cities, Linda. Here in Cedar Rapids, some people just get down on their luck, quite frankly, or get caught in these cyclical economic times we have, or other times it's a matter of making a mistake in life. We don't care what the circumstances are. At times we all need to go to a food, are they still called pantries?
Food pantries, food banks, yes.
And I'm glad we'll have you explain the details in a moment. A pitch was fouled off and then a curve down and in. It's 1-2 to Kennard Bibbs. He's hitting .273, no homers, 26 RBIs, and James's slider down and in, ball 2. The whole community, not just the Kernels, is involved in this.
Yes, they are. It is a combination of government. So Lynn County took the lead on this, but the city of Cedar Rapids, Marion, Center Point, Ely, all the communities in Lynn County, and many businesses as well. The goal is to collect 20,000 pounds of food.
That's great. A ground ball to the second baseman. Alberto Kiaspo clips to first to Matt Abram, and Kennard Bibbs. Always great to keep a guy who is second in the league in steals off base. James Holcomb got him right in on his hands, and he broke his bat and bounces out to second. One away in the Beloit first inning. Here's Calix Crab, a very unusual name, and it's because he's from the Virgin Islands. I've never been down there, Linda. Have you?
No, I have not. Closest I've been is Jamaica.
Well, I haven't been there either. Crab swings at the first pitch and launches it down the left field line. It's a foul ball. Erick Aybar flashes right between Porter and the hard-charging Caleb Mayer, and Erick Aybar makes the grab on the foul pop off the bat of Calix Crab. Calix Crab, first pitch swinging, is fouled out down the third base line, where Erick Aybar, sandwiched between Mayer and Porter, made the catch. 2 outs. And the batter is Tony Gwynn Jr. He wears number 1. He's right out of San Diego State. And now an argument. I don't know what the argument's about, but it's not even Don Money. This is not Don Money. It is Rich Sauvere, the pitching coach. And I don't know what in the world he'd have been arguing about, but he had something to say to Aaron Banks, the plate umpire. Well, we can already tell that Tony Gwynn Jr. has the bloodlines. He's hitting .422 in his first, or .442 in his first 10 games, and he takes a strike call. Tony Gwynn Jr. is only 19 years old. He's a left-handed batter, just like Papa. Tony is Mr. Padre. He's to the Padres what Ernie Banks was to the Cubs, and Lou Brock and Bob Gibson to the Cardinals. A curve high and away. Linda, where are we? I know the homestand ends Thursday, and our fans have till Thursday to bring their non-perishable food items. Is there any way to track the progress so far?
Well, thus far we brought in about 3,500 pounds, but we have not yet begun our corporate food drive.
Okay.
So that'll make a big difference as that kicks off later this week.
Well, that'll probably include a lot of the great folks that are involved here at the ballpark, Rockwell Collins and Agon and Quaker Oats and Toyota Financial Services, and some familiar names.
Absolutely. All of those are participants, and we'll be looking forward to what they bring in and really making a difference in the community.
You'll be pleased, Linda, and I know our fans are doing their part. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tony Gwynn Jr., a .442 hitter. In 10 games, a homer, 9 RBIs. A breaking pitch high, and that's ball 3. James Holcomb got the first 2 in this first half inning on a grounder to second and a pop foul down the third base side. Here's the payoff to Tony Gwynn Jr., and he drives it into left center. On the run is Cosby. He dives and makes a terrific catch. What a catch by Quan Cosby, racing into left center, and he took a double away from Tony Gwynn Jr. Oh, what a catch to end the Beloit first by Quan Cosby, racing hard to his right, to our left. He left his feet and in a headlong dive made a spectacular catch as Tony Gwynn sliced one into left center, and it was caught by Quan Cosby. No runs for the Snappers in the first, no hits. There were no Kernel errors, and Beloit leaves the bases empty. This is Game 4 of a 7-game Kernel homestand. Linda Langston from the Lynn County Board of Supervisors is with us, and we'll continue to visit with Linda as the Kernels come to bat. After 1 half inning, Beloit nothing, and the Kernels coming up.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, hold me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around each generation. It's time they pass their own understands. Come to shout it out. It's that Toya Pepsi.
Linda Langston and I exchanging stories from the mid-'70s from Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois. Linda, it's a great railroad town. It's a wonderful place for a liberal arts school because of its great tradition. I'll tell you something I learned about Knox in a moment as Rancel Melgarejo takes a pitch for a strike called from lefty Manny Parra, 20-year-old southpaw from the state of California. Rancel steps out. He's hitting .220, a homer, 17 RBIs. Rancel did not play in our 12-4 loss yesterday here at home against Peoria. Melgarejo, a right-handed batter. The 0-1. A bouncer foul over the head of Todd Klaus, the Kernel manager coaching at third. It's 0-2 to Melgarejo. Linda, I didn't realize that one of the first presidents of Knox College was a leading abolitionist in the country. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
I think he was a minister.
Yes, he was. He was, because I think it was the Congregational Church on the square that he was very involved in.
Yeah, I just learned that a couple of years ago, and it made me even feel prouder about the great school Knox is. The 0-2 to Rancel, and he swats it into the screen foul. You and I had I had a history teacher. He was an expert in English history, George Steckley, and I didn't realize that he was there. You helped break him in his first year. How did that work?
But, you know, he was fresh out of his PhD and had never done any teaching before. Came on to us sort of smart aleck college students, and
was he dry or was
very dry? We kind of engaged him in the lecture discussion format. So I got a really great reference from Makiso Hani, head of the department, based on what we did with Mr.
Well,
Steckley.
that's
And
great.
he's been there now for 28 years.
Yes,
so
and
that's
Mickey,
great.
that's right. And Mickey Hani, his family, as you know, spent time, they were interned in California because when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, our country, well-meaning but way overreacted, and they interned or put the Japanese Americans, or American Japanese, however you want to put it, they were put in very substandard, almost concentration camp-like conditions. And Mickey Hani's family survived that, as I remember.
Yes, yeah, he and his wife Rose. But Mr. Hani has gone on to write some incredible books on Japanese history. It's been kind of fun because my son just got back from a year in Japan, and now we'll be heading off to Knox.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's kind of interesting the way things come full circle. But, you know, we have a great tradition of small liberal arts colleges here, too.
A grounder to short on a full count pitch, and Chaz Tierney throws the Colonel leadoff batter, Mel Garejo, out. Bransell ran the count full, but wound up grounding out to short for the first out in the Colonel first inning. Linda Langston's alongside, a Knox College graduate and a member of the Lynn County Board of Supervisors. Her colleagues, Jim Hauser and Lou Barron, are also here in the booth. They can't stay awfully long, but we're glad that they've dropped by and told us about the Freedom from Hunger campaign that the Kernels, you fans, are involved with, and that is being spearheaded by the great folks at the Lynn County Board of Supervisors. Erick Aybar tips the first pitch foul, rolls it back behind home plate. Strike one. Erick 0 for his last 8, still in the top 6 in the league in hitting at .301. Erick with 4 homers, 42 RBIs, and he leads the Kernels with 19 steals. The switch hitter batting right. A high drive into deep center, way back, Tony Gwynn Jr. He reaches up and has it. Oh, my goodness. Boy, there's a lot of Tony Gwynn and his son, Tony Gwynn Jr. He took a triple away from Aybar as he raced back to about 385 feet away in dead center, reached high, and he snared that deep drive off the bat of Aybar for the second out of the Colonel first inning. Erick hit it well, but hit it to the deepest part of the park. Here's the league's leading hitter, Alberto Kiaspo, a .324 average. Alberto tied for second in the league with 24 doubles. Parra delivers high and away. Yeah, Linda, we're lucky to have Coe and Cornell right in our own backyard, but I'll tell you that purple and gold in Knox is making a big comeback now. Like all small liberal arts colleges, we faced a crisis the last 3 or 4 years with our endowment sinking due to the fate of the stock market. But you know the current president of Knox.
Yes, I do. Interestingly enough, another Knox graduate and a very well-known attorney in the Chicago area thought he was going to retire, and instead, as the chair of the Board of Trustees, was tapped to come in and take over the job of president. And is doing an outstanding job. I've talked to a lot of students because my son is college age, and they really are amazed by how well he knows them and how he engages them.
Oh, that's super. On a 1-2 pitch, Alberto Kiaspo, who leads the league in hits, grounds one, not particularly hard, over the mound, into center. Another hit for the league's leading hitter, Alberto Kiaspo. Alberto cut his stroke down and grounded it up the middle. And he's aboard for Jared Abruzzo. Great to see Jared back in the Colonel lineup. He's serving as our Allen Motor Company cleanup batter. He's the DH. Jared had to sit out Saturday night's action in yesterday's game against Peoria with a sore right hand after he bashed it into the bat of Milko Jaramillo in that game Friday night. The Colonel win. Ball one down and in, and what a stop by John Vandenberg to prevent a wild pitch. Abruzzo, or Bruiser as his teammates call him, hitting .265, a team-high 10 homers. He and Erick Aybar are tied for the team lead in RBIs with 42. Kiaspo has a rather short lead at first. He's being held by Prince Fielder. The 1-0. Now time is called. Well, Linda, on behalf of the Kernels and the entire community, we want to thank you not only for this Freedom from Hunger drive, but you and your department were so supportive of our long, arduous but rewarding trail to this new baseball stadium. The 1-0 to Jared is low, ball 2. The Lynn County Board of Supervisors gave it their full endorsement.
Well, we certainly believe in helping to provide for the recreation of this community, and this is a great facility. It's great to see people out here tonight. The rain is holding off, so it's a great opportunity. If you're still looking for something to do, you should come on out.
And we do have folks that do that after they get off work or finish supper or pick up their kids at T-ball or soccer, they come on out. And you're right, the lights are on, Linda, but no rain. As ball 3 is inside to Abruzzo, Todd Klaus will likely turn the big guy loose. As Manny Parra comes set, the 3-0 to Abruzzo. Is he swinging? Yes, and he drives one in the air to shallow right. Coming on is Mario Mendoza. Look out! Oh, the second baseman, Calix Crabb, almost collided with Mendoza. Crabb would have gotten the worst of that collision, but Calix, flashing right in front of the charging right fielder, caught the little looper off the bat of Abruzzo to end the Colonel first inning. Jared was swinging on 3-0, and he popped out to shallow right where the second baseman caught it. For the Colonels in the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, a 2-out single. There were no Beloit errors. The Colonels leave a runner aboard. Well, Linda Langston, I promised we'd make it brief because you have other plans. I want to compliment you guys on your beautiful shirts that have logos on them.
Oh, yes. Well, hey, we like letting people know we like Lynn County. We believe in Lynn County.
Well, so do we, and I thank you so much. I know you and Lou and Jim have some other business to tend to, and on behalf of our fans and our crowd and our base here, thank you so much for all your support.
Thanks, John, and appreciate the Freedom for Hunger pitch.
Well, you bet. We're all in that together. Linda Langston, Jim Hauser, and Lou Barron, kind enough to drop by on this busy scheduled night for them and say hello to you on the airwaves. We played 1 inning, and Beloit and the Kernels are scoreless.
If you're looking for something, there are many helpful tools. A telescope? When you're looking for something big. A microscope. When you're looking for something small. Or bare feet. When you're looking for lost Legos. But if you're looking for a family doctor, the most helpful tools are your telephone or your computer. Simply call Mercy Care Family Physicians at 369-4444 or visit our website at www.mercycaredoctors.com for all the details on the Mercy Care Family Practice location nearest you. You'll find the Mercy Care Family Physician best suited to your needs, including those who offer special services for... So if you're looking for a family doctor, choose the right tool for the job. Call 369-4444 or on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Looking for a family doctor has never been easier.
There's nothing more exciting at the ballpark than watching the ball leap off the bat and clear the center field fence. The perfect swing can change the course of a game and set the pace for the season. At Rockwell Collins, our employees step up to the plate every day and swing for the fences. Whether it's creating products that travel the world, delivering solutions to customers, or lending a helping hand in our own communities. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners in making Cedar Rapids the best place to live, work, and play.
Prince Fielder is going to lead off for the Snappers. He's 19 years old. He was Milwaukee's first-round pick a year ago, and Prince is having some year in the Midwest League in a scoreless game. Ball 1 is high, a fastball from Colonel right-hander James Holcomb. Prince Fielder is second in the league with an on-base percentage of .410. He's fifth in the league with a .305 average, and he's second in the league in homers with 15, and he leads the league in RBIs with 64, a big, strong left-handed batter, and he takes a curve for a strike. Strike 1 called. James Holcomb making his 9th start of the year for the Kernels, a 6'5" right-hander. Prince hits one off his fist and bloops it to third, and there's where Greg Porter snares it. Prince Fielder was sawed off right on the hands, and he lifted a soft pop-up to the third baseman, Greg Porter. Greg didn't have to move a step. Prince Fielder was done in on a good, hard fastball that bore right in on his hands. 1 out in the second, and 4 in a row retired by James Holcomb. Here's the designated hitter, Travis Hinton. Travis batting .206 with 4 homers, 25 RBIs, and he takes down an in-ball 1. We sure want to say hello to Tony Gwynn Jr.'s parents. I have a feeling they may be listening in out in the late afternoon of beautiful sunny San Diego. Beloit does not do their games on the radio, and the Gwynns may well be listening back in San Diego to our internet broadcast. A swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Travis Hinton is even on the count, 1-1. Hinton is a left-handed batter with a .206 average. He hits one into right center. It may fall. Coming on is Quan Cosby, and on the run, Quan has it. Quan Cosby converged in shallow right center with Mel Guerrejo, and Quan, taking charge as a good center fielder should, on a dead run, made a one-handed catch out in shallow right center. Boy, Quan Cosby's defense has really come a long way. The more and more balls he sees off the bat there in center field, the more and more he tracks down. He's already made a spectacular catch and a very good catch. 5 in a row for James Holcomb, and now a slider is a swing and a miss by John Vandenberg. Vandenberg in 49 games, batting .293, 3 homers, 25 RBIs. Vandenberg's a right-handed batter. He's batting with 2 away, nobody on. In the snapper's second inning, no score. James Holcomb misses with a yellow hammer outside to even the count to John Vandenberg. Beloit in gray road uniforms with green numbers trimmed in white. Then they wear very dark green socks, almost black. A beautiful Uncle Charlie hits the outside edge, and it's strike 2 now to John Vandenberg. Vandenberg is in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. James delivers. Swing and a miss on a curve in the dirt. Devorsky has to retrieve it, steps inside the line at first, and throws out the batter, John Vandenberg. James Holcomb is strong in the early going. The Colonel 22-year-old right-hander is retired 6 straight snappers. Down in order goes Beloit for the 2nd straight frame. And after an inning and a half here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Colonels and snappers scoreless.
Another lending success story from LendingTree.com.
I needed a new kitchen, which meant I needed a home equity loan. So I went to LendingTree.com. I filled out 1 simple form and got 4 offers back within hours. Then I got the loan I wanted. Oh, did I say loan? I meant kitchen.
Visit LendingTree.com or call 1-800-555-TREE. That's 1-800-555-TREE. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com. Equal housing opportunity. For additional information and state license disclosures, please visit our website located at LendingTree.com.
Mid-season championship this Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Chunky Automotive Group mid-season championship. Driver introductions, longer feature races. Mid-season championship this Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. 5 racing divisions in action. If you haven't been to Hawkeye Downs Speedway this season, this Friday night is the night. Different tires, different lineup procedures, and the new GM crate engines have led to great racing this year. Don't miss the excitement Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
When it comes to retirement planning, think big. Think about an individual retirement account from Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call Mike Fetkether in Cedar Rapids to find out how an IRA can allow you to defer taxes until you retire. You have big plans for retirement. To help you get there, think Farm Bureau Financial Services and call Mike Fetkether in Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Matt Abram will lead it off for the Kernels in the home half of the 2nd inning. Matt Abram drove in 2 of the Colonel 4 runs in yesterday's 12-4 loss. Abram in 12 games hitting .235, 3 home runs, 8 runs driven in. Abram, Mayer, and Devorsky in this scoreless game on an overcast Monday night. We play here again tomorrow evening, 2 for Tuesday. 7 o'clock start. The gates open at 6. 2 for Tuesday. You get 2 of your favorite cold refreshments for the price of 1. The feature includes domestic draft beer in 12-ounce cups for $2.50, bottled soda pop for $2.75, and bottled water for $2.50. 2 of those for the price of 1. Matt Abram ready to go against lefty Manny Parra. Pitch hit off the end of the bat, a 1-hopper stroke to second, and Calix Crabb on to first to get Abram. Matt Abram swatted the first pitch to the right side of the snapper infield, and he bounces out to Calix Crabb. 1 pitch, 1 out for Manny Parra, who's 8-2 in 99 1/3 innings. This lefty, 20 years old, has allowed just 95 hits. Parra has fanned 88 men in 99 1/3. That's among the league leaders. and he's only walked 14. His strength is control. Caleb Mayer mashes the first pitch foul off to the right, strike one. Kernels batting in the bottom of the second, no score. Caleb hitting .265, 5 home runs, 31 driven in for the Kernel 20-year-old left fielder Caleb Mayer. Ball one, high and outside from Manny Parra. We'll set the visitors, the snappers, for you defensively here in a moment. Caleb did not play yesterday. The 1-1. Nubbed off the end of the bat, a slow roller to second. Calyx Crab gobbles it up, moving to his left and on to first to get Caleb Mayer. Caleb hit it right off the end of the bat and cued it to the second baseman. 2 out in the Colonel's second inning. Here's Alex Devorsky. For Beloit, the left fielder is the speedster Kennard Bibbs, Tony Gwynn Jr. in center, and Mario Mendez in right. The third baseman is Adam Heather. Chaz Tierney's the shortstop. Calyx Crab at second. And the first baseman is Prince Fielder. The catcher is John Vandenberg. Manny Parra into his windup. The pitch to Devorsky is driven to deep right, way back, and on the warning track in deep right, Mario Mendez has it. Alex Devorsky hit a ball that would have been a home run at Pullman Field in Beloit, but here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, it drove Mario Mendez to the warning track in right, where he caught it. Whoa, Alex Devorsky gave it a ride to the opposite field, but it was caught for the last out of the Colonel's second inning. The Colonels go down in order and very quickly at the hands of 8-2 Manny Parra. We go to the top of the third, and it's still the Colonels nothing and the Snappers nothing.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
The ability to read. Nothing's more important in predicting the future success of a child. Thanks to the generous, ongoing support of Toyota Financial Services, Colonel players visited a record 25 schools last spring to encourage children to read, with a series of dazzling rewards from Toyota Financial Services serving as incentives. An all-time high, 1,451 girls and boys read last summer. The Colonel salute Toyota Financial Services. Wow, what a sight between innings. Colonel lefty Micah Posey went out to the diamond. He's charting James Holcomb's pitching this evening. And his little 3-year-old brother, Major Posey, was our Culver's Small Fry of the Game. Major Posey got his Culver's cap as our Culver's Small Fry of the Game autographed by his older brother, Micah Posey. Major also received a certificate good for a free kids meal at either the Culver's Frozen Custard or Butterburger locations. Major Posey, the 3-year-old younger brother of Colonel Lefty, 20-year-old Micah Posey, our Culver's Small Fry of the Game. You can register your daughter or son for their chance to take the field, and just as Major Posey did, get the autograph of their favorite Colonel player on that Culver's cap and get a certificate good for a free kids meal at either Culver's by registering your daughter or son for their chance to be drawn as the Culver's Small Fry of the Game at either of our Culver's Frozen Custard or Butterburger locations. Adam Heather, a first-year pro, drafted last month by Milwaukee, stands in from the right side. The first pitch hits the bat on a check swing and caroms foul to the screen. Now ball one up and in to Adam Heather. No score. We're in the top of the third inning. Heather in 9 games, batting .233, and he has no home runs, 2 RBIs. Slightly open stance, holds the bat right down on the end and drills one down the right field line. Melgarejo on the run and into the right field corner in fair ground. Rancel Melgarejo tracks it down. Ransell had to go a long way to his left to catch that one. Off the bat of Adam Heather in right field, 1 out. And that's 7 in a row retired. 7 in a row retired by Colonel right-hander James Holcomb. In 40 2/3 innings this season, James Holcomb has allowed just 35 hits. The 6'5" trim right-hander has struck out 35 batters in 40 2/3 and walked 17. He drops a curveball in, strike one called, to the number 8 hitter, Mario Mendez. Mendez stands straight away from the right side and takes low and away a curveball. Mario Mendez hitting .263, 2 homers, 22 RBIs. Beloit as a team is batting .252. That ranks right in the middle of the 14-team Midwest League. A pitch up and in, a fastball, has Mendez literally backpedaling out of the way, ball 2. Beloit hitting .252 as a team, 7th in the 14-team Midwest League. A fastball is low, and it's ball 3. It's an overcast evening, no rain falling. The lights have been on since about 6:30. No breeze at all. The flag in right center absolutely stiff, or absolutely limp, rather. Ball 4 is low. James Holcomb issues a 1-out pass on a 3-1 count. The pitch was low to Mario Mendez. 1 on, 1 out for Chaz Tierney. Tierney, the shortstop, played in independent league ball the last several years. He broke in with the Gulf Coast League Red Sox way back in '97. Chaz Tierney. He's 24 years old. He's from Connecticut, and he's hitting .229. Is the shortstop for the Snappers, Chaz Tierney. The first pitch from Holcomb. Looped into shallow right. Melgarejo broke back. Now comes in a step and a half and makes the catch. Chaz Tierney, first pitch swinging, looped it into right. Melgarejo with his second put out of the inning, and there are 2 away in this Beloit third inning. 400 to dead center here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Above that green padded wall, 8 feet high, is a giant dark green screen. That screen is about 30 feet high. To the top of the order we go. Here's Kennard Bibbs, a left-handed batter. Bibbs broke his bat and grounded out to second, leading off this game. He bunts, and this bunt's good enough, I think, for a base hit. Holcomb fields and throws, not in time. A bunt single for Kennard Bibbs. Well, he takes a page out of the book of the Peoria leadoff batter, Matt Lemancic. Matt Lemancic had 3 bunt singles in the weekend series here. And again, that's a weapon I wish the Kernels would use more often, especially with the kind of guys we have in our lineup, Callaspo, Weed, and Cosby, and Aybar. And it's not a criticism of those guys for not bunting. It's just I wish they'd bunt more often. The batter is Calix Crabb. Crabb could put Beloit ahead with runners at first and second, and 2 gone here in the top of the third inning, no score. Crabb, a .245 hitter. Left-handed batter from the Virgin Islands. Ball 1 is high and away from James Holcomb. A 1-out walk and a 2-out bunt single. The throw by Holcomb was good. James had to break in towards the third base line. He made a good play, but Kennard Bibbs beat the throw by half a step at first. The 1-0. Instead, Holcomb steps off the rubber. John Campbell from TV9 is down below. Sideline Freddie with his TV9 camera rested on his right shoulder. He'll be showing highlights of this one on the TV9 News, on the sports. John Campbell with us this evening. Ball 2 way high and outside. Alex Devorsky had to come out of his catcher's squat to prevent that one from sailing to the backstop. The Colonel outfield is extremely shallow, and they're playing Calix Crabb to hit into left center. And Colonel pitching coach Erick Bennett saw something he didn't like, so he trots out of the Colonel first base dugout to talk it over with James Holcomb. Well, while the conference on the mound unfolds, we want to thank Kirkwood Community College. Kirkwood Community College is a great supporter of Colonel baseball here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. They have a beautiful blue and white double tri-vision sign over the right field wall, and you hear their testimonials from their students here between innings on our broadcast. Kirkwood Community College, learning for your lifetime. And I can attest to that as a middle-aged male I always am getting, and several have taken computer courses at Kirkwood and marketing classes. It's just a wonderful asset in our backyard, Kirkwood Community College. The 2-0 to Crab upstairs, ball 3 after the visit from the mound by Erick Bennett. James Holcomb still having trouble, a bit of control trouble here in the third inning. No score, first and second, 2 out. Let's see if Crab is swinging. No, he's taking all the way, a strike called. Well, down below, we can hear a lot of kids rapping together their Toyota Financial Services 250-minute Thunder Sticks, and some of them also bought Thunder Sticks from our souvenir stand as well. They're making a nice amount of noise. It's great to hear. Uh-oh, Crab hits one to deep right, way back. Melgarejo makes the catch. Calix Crab made a bid for a 2-out, 2-run triple, but it was turned back on a terrific running catch in deep right field by Rancel Melgarejo. Every time I have the joy of introducing Rancel to people here at the stadium, I proudly say he's the best outfielder I've seen in 8 years as the voice of the Kernels. That was some catch in deep right by Rancel Melgarejo to take 2 runs away from the Beloit Snappers as Calix Crab drove one deep to right. But back went Melgarejo, and on a dead run, he extended himself fully and made the grab. Rancel retired the snapper side. He made all 3 putouts in the Beloit third inning. For the Snappers, no runs in the third, 1 hit, 1 walk, no Kernel errors. Beloit leaves a pair, their first 2 men stranded this evening. Very quickly, we go to the Kernel third, and it's still the Kernels in Beloit, no score.
Life is a process of continuous change. Each of us has to be prepared to adjust to constantly changing events. One way you can make sure you're taking care of all the changes in your life is to visit Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews in Cedar Rapids. You can depend on Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional, to give you sound advice on insurance for your home, auto, life, and health. See Phil Andrews at the Weidenhammer Andrews Agency in Cedar Rapids to make your life a little easier. Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
With spring weather here, well, summer is allegedly following. Well, time to call the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating. The A-Team will check your cooling system to be sure it's working right. Of course, if your heating system is acting up too, then you're still going to need that for a few weeks. The experts at Ahern will come to your rescue 24 hours a day. So call the A-Team at 393-4872 and have your heating and cooling system checked up. 393-4872 for the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
First pitch from Manny Parra is inside to Porter. Now Greg slices one fair down the left field line. Greg, a big turn around first. He holds on with a leadoff single. Greg Porter took a 1-0 pitch and laced it the other way down the left field line. It was a terrific play by Kennard Bibbs, the speedster, to prevent Greg from reaching second with a leadoff double. Greg Porter has a leadoff single here in the third inning. Let's see if Quan Cosby is called upon to bunt. Quan drove in his 14th run of the year yesterday in the Kernel 3-run 7th inning. Cosby was 1 for 4. Quan, a switch hitter batting right, may be bunting here in the third inning in a scoreless game. He has not tipped his hand as Manny Parra throws over to first. A balk has been called on Manny Parra. Here comes Don Money to argue. As Don Money, the snapper skipper, comes out of the dugout to argue the balk call, Allie Lensko will have our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to us by Dale State Farm Insurance Agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, and Lanny Peterson. Allie, there was one game this afternoon, I believe, in the American League.
That's correct. Today we had New York take on Boston at Yankee Stadium and beat them 2-1. That's our only final score for today. But in the National League right now at Olympic Stadium, the Expos and the Phillies Expos are leading the Phillies 5-1 in the 4th inning. At Shea Stadium, the Braves are leading the Mets 3-0 in the 5th inning. And in the 3rd inning at Minute Maid Park, we have the Reds leading the Astros 1-0. At Wrigley Field, the Marlins are beating the Cubs 3-1 in the 2nd. And at Miller Park, the Brewers are leading the Pirates 2-0 in the 2nd inning.
Well, Allie, thanks a lot. Only one game in the American League, and that was this afternoon. A light slate in the American League. And again at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees edge Boston 2-1. Here's a bunt foul, and Allie, am I delusional, or did I see a bunch of lightning?
I think that was a bunch of lightning.
Our ticket director, Justin, do you confirm it? My goodness, Allie, that lightning scared me.
I think it came from behind the...
Now, look what Allie, describe what the umpires are doing.
They're looking up, pointing at something. I don't know if there's a tornado coming, or I don't know. Well,
Allie, this game is going to be delayed right now.
Okay.
And better safe than sorry with lightning. No one should try to predict what lightning's going to do. So at 7:44, the teams have been ordered off the field, and Allie, you just can't be too careful. We've read horror stories about the old-fashioned type of football coaches who keep their kids out on the gridiron and then tragedy strikes.
Yeah, or golfers out on the golf course. You hear about that sometimes, you know.
Well, now, what's Rhodey doing? Ron Pline, the Colonel equipment manager, with no business to stick his head in there, is doing so. But we won't gripe about it. Ron is, as I say, his name should be the owner because he runs this place. Now he's talking to the umpires. Maybe he knows something about the weather we don't. Ron Pline is a weather fanatic. He watches that weather channel late at night, early at morning. Some people watch the game show channel, others watch reruns, but Rhodey watches the weather channel.
Well, good for Rhodey.
Boy, that would drive me crazy. Now, Dana St. Germain is on one of our walkie-talkies, and she's radioing up here to Andy Pantini. And let's see what Dana's message might be about weather imminent danger. I think we're in good shape, Allie. Look to the west.
Yeah, I had heard the weather was supposed to be moving south of us, and most of it should stay south towards Iowa City. But there is dark, dark clouds behind from where we're sitting. You can't really see, but you can see from down more near the lawn section, so.
Okay, we've just heard from the public address announcer Dale Brote that the umpiring crew of Aaron Banks and Will Robinson being followed now by Ron Pline. He'll let them in their room. He has the keys. And this game is going to be delayed 5 to 10 minutes. Now, Allie, the good part is there is no rain falling. And we haven't seen lightning like we did about 3 minutes ago. 2 quick bolts of lightning, and it's kind of stunned. Now I see the pitching coach, Rich Sauvere. I guess he was wondering about something on the rubber or the mound. He argued about something in the first inning, and I don't know what his beef is, but he examined the rubber and the mound. Perhaps he thinks that the Kernels have some advantage here at home with that mound, but Rich Sauvere, the Beloit pitching coach, not willing to gamble on anything. Is examine the mound, and so he's walking back into the Beloit third base dugout. The crowd in the plaza section has started to leave, and that, Allie, is a good idea because, generally speaking, you don't want to be near aluminum or metal when lightning's in the area. It attracts lightning. I'll tell you, my mom was such a worrier about lightning. One time I was at home, and I was taking a bath listening to the radio. She never liked that because if, a transistor radio would drop in a bathtub, it would give you an unexpected jolt. But at any rate, it was lightning, and she made me get out of the bathtub and go down to the basement with my brothers and sisters. And it is always better safe than sorry, especially when the temperature is so warm and when these strange-looking clouds beyond the left field wall on the horizon, they just look like the kind of clouds that, as you said earlier, could start a twister.
Yeah. Well, I know we have 2 fronts coming in, so there you go. That's that's what makes a tornado. So
exactly right. And so far, nothing like we experienced in Peoria. A weekend ago, when we were in Peoria, Allie, it was the 7th inning, and the entire stadium was evacuated to the lower bowels, the concrete walls of the lower part of O'Brien Field, because 3 tornadoes did touch down near downtown Peoria.
Wow, that would be scary.
Well, it was. Darcy Ehrman was on the trip. She wanted to see the new stadium in Peoria, and Darcy was up in the broadcast booth with me, and they ordered us down with the fans to the protection of concrete. Both teams are still in their dugouts. Rain is not falling. Allie just gave you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It was brought to you by State Farm insurance agents Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, Gary Schubat, and Dale Thompson. And Allie, I had a chance to briefly explain 2 for Tuesday, but there are 2 important things to remember. Tomorrow the game starts at 7 o'clock. The gates open at 6. And the 2 for Tuesday is not just for soda drinkers, not for teetotalers like myself who are trying to get off soda and drink strictly water, and not just for beer drinkers. It involves those trio of great favorites here at the ballpark.
It sure does. You can enjoy anything from beer, soda to water. For $2.50, you can get your 2 beers for $2.50. You can get 2 bottled sodas for $2.75, or 2 bottled waters for $2.50. So
that's a bargain price.
Yeah.
And I know we'll have lots of fans coming up for 2 for Tuesday. That's game 2 of this 3 or 4 game series with Beloit. And then, Allie, we kind of have a way of declaring the 4th of July weekend done with on Wednesday night.
That's right. We've got fireworks again, sponsored by Mediacom and Fox Sportsnet. The fireworks will be after the game. The game starts at 7 and gates open again at 6 then on Wednesday.
And boy, if you haven't seen our fireworks from Commercial Federal Bank or Procter & Gamble, we've had 2 spectacular shows already this spring and summer. They are every bit as good as any fireworks, post-game fireworks you'll see in a big league stadium. They last, Allie, I think we timed them once, almost 15 minutes.
Yeah, I thought they were as good as the 4th of July when I saw them that first time. I was unexpectedly, surprised, happily. Thought it was an awesome fireworks show. I love fireworks, so.
Well, they really are. They're really worth coming, and that's on Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening, the Mediacom Fox fireworks show, and then sadly, we wrap up this 4-game homestand, or this 4-game series with Beloit, the 7th of a 7-game homestand, but we do it with a very popular start time on Thursday.
That's right, we've got a noon game, so go take your lunch break early or take a long break from lunch, head on out to Veterans Stadium and enjoy a nice game here with the Kernels against Beloit again, so.
Yes, and as Allie said, you can have your lunch right here. The game starts at noon, and the gates will open at 11. Well, to explain where we are, we've been delayed by 7 minutes. The umpires have gone back underneath to their dressing room, and they have full access to the radar and all the things that Jack Rader, our general manager, and our grounds crew have, the best forecast and the best current conditions. So we do expect to be playing here again shortly. Rain is not falling. The game was halted 7 minutes ago due to a couple of really striking flashes or eye-catching flashes of lightning. And the Kernels have a chance to break out on top in this 3rd inning. They have a runner at second, Greg Porter, with nobody out. Quan Cosby was at the plate. He had bunted 1 foul, and he's in the hole 0-1. Let's take a moment, thanks to our Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Mike Kuhlbeck, to bring you up to date on Sunday's results from around the Anaheim Angel organization, Halo Happenings. Our parent club, the defending world champion Angels, lost a tough one to Oakland yesterday. Former Colonel catcher Benji Molina had 2 hits, including his 9th home run. He drove in 3 of the Angel 5 runs. It wasn't enough as Oakland trimmed the Angels 6-5 yesterday. Jared Washburn, former Colonel lefty, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings as the Angels lost to Oakland 6-5. How did AAA Salt Lake do? Well, former Colonel right-hander Brandon Emanuel lost. He goes to 6-7. Brandon yielded 9 hits and 3 runs in 5 innings as Salt Lake was drubbed by Tacoma 8-2. Former Colonels Trent Durrington and Jeff Guile had doubles in a losing effort for Salt Lake. Jack Rader, Allie, our general manager, describe what he's doing and where he is.
Well, he's right there at the umpire's door, behind home plate, on his radio. I think he's trying to figure out what's going on. It looks like the grounds crew's down there ready to pull tarp if it needs be. Dana's also down there. Looks like she's ready out there by the tarp, actually.
Yeah, and she is. And Allie, I
can't see what's behind us, but I don't think it looks like it's going to rain.
No, and there's both plus and minus to our left, the west. There's blue sky, but then below that is kind of a buildup of a front you mentioned, Allie. Now, I see somebody twirling a multicolored parachute-like umbrella down the third base side, but I don't think it's raining.
I don't, unless maybe there was a few little tiny drops. I can't see anything either.
Now,
no more lightning since the last time, so.
Now Jack Rader is headed back towards the umpire's tunnel. And, Allie, I'm going to have you do us a favor and use this radio. Well, here's Andy Pantini. Now, let's hear what Dale says. They tell us we're about 10 minutes away from starting. Allie, if I could get you to get on Channel 2 and radio Jesse, the head groundskeeper, he's headed down that way, and ask if they could please put the Access Direct tarp cover on for some... Oh, thanks, Andy. Yes, our good friends at Access Direct have a great site. I didn't realize they were that busy as they walked down towards the tarp, but I've been told by in no uncertain terms that the Access Direct tarp cover will be put on as it should be. Now the umpires have reappeared, and it looks like we're ready to go. We are ready to go. We're back to action as Quan Cosby will be at the plate, Greg Porter at second, nobody out. I'm sure that the Manny Parra, the lefty, will be given ample time to warm up after this delay of about 10 minutes. Now, Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim organization, provided to us by Colonel Director of Marketing and Public Relations Mike Kubek. Arkansas, Double-A, managed by former Colonel skipper Tyrone Boykin. Arkansas turned back Tulsa yesterday, 5-3. Former Colonel right-hander Bobby Jenks went to 3-1. Bobby tossed 5 innings of one-hit ball, walking 4 and striking out 6. And Joel Peralta, one of the most popular Colonels ever, our closer the last 2 years, Joel Peralta chalked up his 15th save of the year for Double-A Arkansas as they beat Tulsa 5-3. Rancho Cucamonga had big contributions from a number of former Colonels as the Quakes conquered Inland Empire 9-6. Mike Napoli, one of our catchers a year ago, was 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Nick Gorneau had 3 hits. Former Colonel lefty from a year ago, Dan Mazingo, gave up 8 hits in 6 innings. Dan was the winner. He's 5-7. And I want you to give the good news, Allie, about Chopper. Rich Thompson with Rancho Cucamonga helped them win yesterday.
He sure did. He pitched a perfect 9th inning with 1 strikeout for a save and his first appearance with Rancho.
Isn't that great? Rich Thompson, a perfect 9th inning and 1 strikeout and a save in his first appearance for Rancho Cucamonga. In the rookie ball scene, Provo lost to Great Falls 3-1. Tommy Duenas, a Colonel catcher in the first half, had 2 of Provo's 8 hits as Provo lost to Great Falls 3-1. Provo is 9-10. The Mesa Angels in rookie ball were beaten 11-5. Former Colonel lefty from a year ago, Kyle Pawelczyk, 0-1, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs and 2 in the third innings. Well, that's our look at Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization, and we were proud to bring you those Halo happenings while we incurred a delay of 12 minutes. 12-minute delay due to lightning, and well, now it's 13 minutes. Boy, Allie, that was the fastest 13 minutes in radio, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really did go by fast.
My goodness. Well, Quan Cosby is at the plate. He's batting right-handed. The count is 0-1. And we resume action in the third inning with the game scoreless, but Greg Porter's at second. He singled to start this third and then advanced to second on a balk charge to lefty Manny Parra. Quan is squaring to bunt, and the pitch is bunted foul behind home plate, strike 2. Kirby, our good friend from the Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling Department's down below, and he's going to be educating our fans on the dangers. Boy, what an awful thought, Allie. I believe his subject this evening concerns syringes.
Yep, syringes and used needles.
Oh, boy. Some people... Well, Kirby will set the record straight, and you'll hear about it later this week as we bring you the message on our broadcast, but I'm glad that we're covering that important subject here at the ballpark. Is Kwon bunting on the 0-2 pitch? Let's see. Yes. And he takes low, ball 1. Kwon hitting .222, no homers, 14 RBIs. A big gap in left center for the Colonel number 9 hitter is Tony Gwynn Jr. is swayed way around into right center. Greg Porter leading off second. He has a big lead. The shortstop Chaz Tierney just a couple of feet behind Greg's right shoulder. Here's the 1-2 to Cosby, who squares to bunt. Foul, strike 3. Well, that hurts. That hurts when Quan Cosby or any Colonel batting ninth is unable to lay a bunt down. But you credit Manny Parra. He must have made some great pitches to prevent Quan from getting that bunt down. And Cosby's down on strikes for the first out of the Colonel third. It'll take a hit. It'll take a hit in this scoreless game from either Melgarejo or Aybar if the Colonels are going to break out on top. There must be a lot of spin on Manny Parra's pitches because Quan really never came close to putting one down in play. Now Melgarejo steps out. Ransell grounded out to the shortstop Chaz Tierney, leading off for the Colonels in this game. No score, bottom of the third. Porter at second. Parra checks him and delivers. A ground ball to the left side. Porter advances to third. The throw by the shortstop. Wild! Porter's going to score to make it 1-0. Ransell is out at second, but the Colonels lead it 1-0. A ground ball hit weakly to deep short. Chaz Tierney with Porter running right in front of him. Porter went to third. Chaz Tierney threw it away. Skipped it in the dirt. And Porter scores to make it 1-0 Colonels. That error on Chaz Tierney is his 17th of the year. Melgarejo grounded one to short. Tierney backhanded it, threw it past Prince Fielder, and Porter scored. Melgarejo was thrown out as Fielder retrieved it past first, and Ransell was a goner. It went 3-6 as Ransell was thrown out trying to go to second. With the bases empty, a curve is a strike call to Erick Aybar. 1-0 Colonels here in the bottom of the third inning. The Colonels strike for an unearned run. Erick, a switch hitter batting right, flew out to deep center his first time up. Swing and a miss on a changeup. He's in the hole 0-2. We've just hit the top of the hour here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Glad you're tuned in. On the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The 0-2 from the Beloit lefty to Erick. A shot into left. Diving stop by Chaz Tierney. He throws not in time. Oh, what a play by Chaz Tierney to make even close at first base. I mean, Aybar hit a two-hop bullet to the right of the shortstop. He left his feet, dove headlong, backhanded it, and then threw late, and his throw faded to the home plate side at first, pulling Prince Fielder off the bag, and Erick Aybar has an infield single. It's the second hit of the inning and the third of the night for the Colonels. Aybar may be running with Callaspo batting. Alberto, the league's leading hitter with a .324 average, singled up the middle in the first inning with 2 out. A bouncer foul into the snapper third base dugout. Strike 1 to Alberto Kiaspo. Boy, Allie, you could hear him tap the handle of his bat all the way up here to make sure he hadn't broken that bat. That dirt must be hard. You could hear that echo of his bat all the way up here. Now the lefty steps off, so Alberto steps out. Kiaspo, the league's leader in hits, with 107 now. A pitch out, and Aybar, the Colonel leading base stealer, was not going. Ball 1-1 to Alberto. 2 homers, 40 RBIs. Tied for second in the Midwest League is Alberto with 24 doubles. Parra lobs to first, almost lobbed it over the head of Prince Fielder. Well, Allie, that was pretty touching between the second and third innings when little Major Posey went out and got as the Culver Small Fry got the autograph of his big brother. I wish I'd have had that one on film.
That was neat.
Micah picked little Major up and carried him off the field as our Culver Small Fry. Ball 2 upstairs. from Parra to Callaspo. I keep seeing umbrellas pop up, then fold up again.
I'm wondering if maybe they are getting a few little drops or something. I have also noticed that.
Yeah, it must be just a little bit of a sprinkle or spitting, as they say. Ball 3 downstairs. Alberto's ahead 3-1. He looks down to third base coach Todd Klaus, who simply claps 2 times and says, "Go get him." League's leading hitter. It's a hitter's count. Alberto, a switch hitter, batting right, has a very narrow stance. Is Erick running? Erick is not running. Strike 2 called on the inside corner. Callaspo took that borderline pitch. Kirby doesn't agree. He's saying, no, Mr. Umpire. Aaron Banks, that was inside. Boy, you look at Kirby and you just want to hug him. He's such a welcoming symbol for recycling. The 3-2. Lined into right center, a base hit. Aybar will gallop to third. Tony Gwynn Jr.'s throw hits the cutoff man. First and third. 2 out on a base hit into right center on a full count pitch by the league's leading hitter, who's 2 for 2, Alberto Kiaspo. Erick Aybar went to third on Alberto's second straight hit. He zapped it into right center, and with 2 out, Aybar was running on the pitch. Here comes Rich Sauvert, the pitching coach of the Snappers, out to talk it over with the lefty. Manny Parra had won 5 in a row before a no decision his last start. That was Tuesday at Pullman Field against the Battle Creek Yankees. He went 6 2/3, allowed only 2 runs on only 5 hits, struck out 10, and walked none. He was dominating a no decision in a Beloit 4-3 win. Now the plate umpire's coming out, and he seems to want to speed things up a little bit. This is always a point of contention. How much time do you have to talk to your pitcher? Well, Rich Sauvert has delivered his words of advice, and with runners at the corners and 2 out, and the Kernels ahead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Jared Abruzzo, who popped out to shallow right, the second baseman made the catch to end the Kernel first inning, will bat with an RBI chance. Jared hitting .265, 0 for 1 tonight. The first pitch, swing and a miss. I don't know if that was a changeup. I think the lefty took just a little bit something off of it. Jared was featured in a story by Jeff Johnson in the Sunday sports section of the Gazette about how hard he works. Here's a line drive over the third baseman's head into left to make it 2-0 Kernels. Aybar trots home. Callaspo holds it second on a 2-out RBI single drilled into left by Jared Abruzzo. His team high 43rd run batted in of the season. With 2 out, 3 straight singles by Aybar, Callaspo, and Abruzzo, and it's been a 2-run inning, and the Kernels lead it 2-0. Jared Abruzzo, with runners at the corners, lined one into left field. Aybar scooted home from third. Callaspo stopped at second as Kennard Bibbs got it back in. Here's a curveball and a swing and a miss by Matt Abrams, strike 1. It's 2-0 Kernels here in the third inning. I think I said second inning, third inning. Abram could keep it going. Matt homered over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion yesterday to cut the Chief lead, Peoria's lead, to 2-1. And then he doubled home a run in our 3-run 7th inning. Abram grounded out to second his first time up. The lefty looks the lead runner, Callaspo, back to second. Well, Allie, folks are having fun despite the threatening conditions on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion.
Well, the Kernels are giving them something to be excited about today.
They sure are. They sure are. Yesterday was a different story.
Yeah.
A pitch low and in, a slider, and it's ball 1 to Matt Abram. 2-0 Kernels. 2 on, 2 out. Abram, a right-handed batter, spent his first 2 years of professional baseball with the Minnesota Twins. The 1-1 from Parra. Up and in, ball 2. Matt's from the University of Arizona. That's in Tucson. And the next time we visit with him on the dugout interview, we're going to talk to him about his experience playing in the Alaska Summer League. I overheard on our Tri-State Travel Motor Coach on our last road trip that he had that honor, that experience of playing collegiate wood bat league baseball in Alaska, where they have a midnight sun game. The game starts at midnight because it's light all day, 24 hours, certain times of the summer in Alaska. Ball 3 in the dirt to Matt Abram. Back last time I was up visiting my brother this past fall in Alaska, I bought a book that I'll have to look up about the Alaska Summer League baseball. Tom Seaver played in Alaska, so did Mark McGuire as collegiates. I can't imagine how big the state birds must be, the mosquitoes in Alaska during the summertime. Well, Manny Parra is laboring here in the third inning. I don't know if that delay of 13 minutes due to lightning got him out of his rhythm or if he's had trouble loosening up, but he just had really been working very tentatively here in this third inning. The 3-1 to the Colonel first baseman. A deep drive to left, smacked well, way back, it may go. It's off the wall. 2 runs will score to make it 4-0 on a 2-out, 2-run double by Matt Abram. Wow, Matt Abram put a charge into one, a bolt of lightning off of his bat as he belted one deep to left. Kennard Bibbs racing back, dove for it and hit the warning track. And with 2 out, Callaspo raced home. So did Jared Abruzzo all the way from first on a 2-out, 2-run double drilled into left over the head of Kennard Bibbs by Matt Abram. Wow, Matt Abram is on a hitting tear. And the Kernels have 5 hits in the inning, 4 in a row, and they lead the Snappers 4-0. The batter is Caleb Mayer with 2 out. A curve is high, ball 1 to Caleb. Boy, Allie, the action's been so fast and furious here. We're going to reload our tape machine with some of those blank cassettes. That's okay, Allie, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of too many things. Ball 2 is up and in to Caleb Mayer. He's the 8th man to bat here in the Colonel 4-run third inning. Boy, I just wonder, Allie, if that lightning delay, you never know what a pitcher's going to... 13 minutes, I don't know if he got stiff or what, but Manny Parra has not been the same pitcher after the lightning delay.
Well, I think 13 minutes is definitely enough time to get you out of your swing.
Yep.
So.
Well, as a former sprinter, I know how much a warm-up means to you, and if your quarter mile or relay would be delayed by 15 minutes, it would disconcert you some.
Yeah, definitely.
The 2-1 to Mayer. Ooh, he fouled it off the mask of the catcher, John Vandenberg. John appears to be all right. Matt Abram with a 2-out, 2-run double here in the third inning. Chased home both Aybar and Abruzzo and has made it 4-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning. The 2-2 to Caleb. Curve inside, ball 3. Sonia is down below, one of our interns. I think she's enjoying a busman's holiday. Allie, she's not in Colonel gear, so she must be here as a fan and observer.
She must be.
She's found Carla, our on-field hostess.
And Kirby.
And Kirby, welcoming Sonia. The payoff pitch. Caleb wraps it to short. A line drive caught by Chaz Turney. Caleb Mayer pulverized the payoff pitch, and he lined out to short to end the Colonel 4-run third inning. In the third inning for the Kernels, 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 big Beloit error, and the Kernels leave 1. We've stranded a pair. After 3, the Kernels on top of the Snappers, 4-0.
To win with we met, it's forget. We would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
For the best deals on Goodyear brand tires, let your nose lead you to the Goodyear Smell the Savings Tire Sale. You'll find huge savings on Goodyear passenger, performance, and light truck tires. Plus, get up to a $60 rebate with the purchase of 4 selected Goodyear tires. That's up to $60 back, so you'll save money and get the quality Goodyear tires you need. But you better hurry. These offers end July 12th. For complete details and the Goodyear store near you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Horse owners, mosquito season is here. Billions of mosquitoes are putting horses at risk for deadly West Nile virus. Last year, over 14,000 equine cases of West Nile were reported. 1 in 3 clinically affected horses will die. Can you afford to leave them unprotected? Ask for the first choice and proven protection, West Nile Innovator Vaccine. It's preferred by veterinarians and trusted by horse owners coast to coast, with millions of doses safely given. Ask your veterinarian for West Nile Innovator Vaccine from Fort Dodge Animal Health.
With Colonel Broadcast Assistant Allison Lensko, John Rogers, we're at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium where the Kernels struck for 4 runs with 2 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning and have staked Colonel right-hander James Holcomb to a healthy early lead of 4-0. James surrendered a walk and a bunt single in the 3rd inning, but got Calix Crabb to fly out to deep right, where Melgarejo made a good running catch in deep right, and that set the stage for the Colonel rally of 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Well, here's Tony Gwynn Jr. Tony was robbed of an extra base hit to end the Beloit 1st inning on a diving catch in left center by Quan Cosby. Tony Gwynn Jr. is not quite as tall as his father, but he has a similar batting stance. That is, he bats from a deep knee bend, left-handed batter, and he takes a strike called from James Holcomb. We told our listeners that Tony Gwynn and his mom may be listening in out in San Diego, where it's just past 6 o'clock. Because Beloit doesn't carry their games on the radio. I heard Tony Gwynn on an ESPN telecast last week say that he would be going to Beloit to see his son play in his first professional game. And here is Tony batting in his 11th game as a pro. A curve, and he rips it down the line and right. It falls for a base hit. Melgarejo tries to hold him to a single and does with a fine play to his left. Tony Gwynn Jr. golfed one down the line and right, and it took a hustling play by Ransell to his left to keep Tony Gwynn from streaking to second with a leadoff double. He's aboard at first for Prince Fielder. Prince, the son of 3-time AL RBI leader, Big Daddy Cecil Fielder. Cecil was a right-handed batter. Prince is a left-handed batter. He popped out to third to Greg Porter his first time up. A drive into shallow center. Quan is right there and has it. Allie, I don't think Quan Cosby had to move a step on that first pitch swing by Prince Fielder.
I don't think so either. He started to kind of move and then just stopped. Waited for it to come.
Boy, he judged it very well. Now, Allie, as we look out the horizon to left center, things look fine.
Yeah, we've got a nice, it looks like the sunset shining in on downtown Cedar Rapids.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're out of the woods with that lightning and threat of a thunderstorm. The batter now is Travis Hinton. Hinton batting with 1 on, 1 out here in the 4th inning. Boy, now, Allie, kind of a beautiful glow out on the diamond. Look out in right field.
Beautiful.
Boy, that sun must be peeking through some clouds on the western horizon, and it's really kind of a
picturesque.
Well, yeah, I'm looking for the right word. Definitely picturesque, almost surreal. A pitch up and away, and the Kernels pitched out as Tony Gwynn Jr. has 5 steals and 6 tries. Tony Gwynn Jr. is at first. He has the second hit of the night for the visiting Snappers. Beloit on the road this year is 15-19. At Pullman Field, they're 27-24. Overall, one game below 500, 42-43, are the Don Money-led Beloit Snappers. Ball 2, high and outside. A fastball to Travis Hinton, and it's 2-0. Hinton steps out. Travis has 4 homers, 25 RBIs. His average is low, 206. He has a slightly open stance. He uses a white ash bat. The 2-0 from James. Low, ball 3. I thought Hinton went around. Travis is 22 years old. He's from Chandler Gilbert Community College in Arizona. He was taken by the Brewers in the 13th round last year. And with the Snappers last season, in 76 games, he takes a strike. Hinton hit .253. Quan Cosby plays straight away in center field. A high pop-up. It's a towering fly ball into shallow right. Callaspo out, but he gives way to Melgarejo. Ransell one-hands it for the second out of the Beloit 4th inning. Travis Hinton launched a high drive into shallow right. Ransell's been busy. That's his 4th putout of the evening. And there are 2 away in the Snapper top of the 4th inning. John Vandenberg at the plate. Right-handed batter. John struck out to end the Snapper second. There goes Tony Gwynn Jr., a pitch in the dirt. No chance for a throw by Devorsky. Tony Gwynn Jr. is 6 for 7 in stolen bases, and he's aboard at second with 2 out. We talked about Tony Gwynn, his father, in Fort Wayne when we did our Colonel Did You Know questions. And a lot of people didn't know that Tony Gwynn stole 30 or more bases 4 times in his 20-year career with San Diego. Ball 2 up and into the batter, John Vandenberg. John, in 49 games, has a .293 average, 3 homers, 25 RBIs. He has a chance to take a bite out of a Colonel 4-0 lead if he can come through with 2 away against Colonel right-hander James Holcomb. James has his sign. He's set just above the letters. Checks Gwynn. Tony Gwynn Jr. running. A pitch high. The throw to third. Not in time. Tony Gwynn Jr. steals third base. Tony Gwynn Jr. is at third. A great throw, Allie, by Devorsky right on the bag. That was close. Porter, the ball, and Tony Gwynn Jr. all got to third about the same time. And I mean Alex Devorsky whistled a good peg down to third. It was close, but Tony Gwynn Jr. is at third with 2 out. And now a strike makes it 3-1 to John Vandenberg. Tony Gwynn's father stole 30 or more bases 4 times as a Padre. Vandenberg waits for the 3-1. Here it is from James Holcomb. Low and away, ball 4, first and third. 2 away, the batter Adam Heather. Adam flew out to right, leading off the 3rd inning for the Snappers. It's first and third for Beloit. 2 out, top of the 4th, and the Kernels lead it 4-0. We want to thank the 5 Seasons Parking and Transportation Department for their support of Colonel Baseball. The 5 Seasons Parking and Transportation Department has a very good suggestion for all of us. Consider taking the bus to work. You'll save time and money. Money for gas, maintenance, and wear and tear on your car. And time because it oftentimes takes a lot of time to find a good parking spot downtown. Ride the bus to work. A great suggestion from a proud supporter of the Kernels, the Cedar Rapids 5 Seasons Parking and Transportation Department. Runners at the corners, 2 out. The batter Adam Heather. .233 average in 9 games. Ball 1, high and in from James Holcomb. 4-0 Kernels, top of the 4th inning. Now the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. James Holcomb has lost a little bit of his touch or rhythm, just as Manny Parra did in the Colonel 3rd inning. James looked like he was on his way to an easy inning after the Tony Gwynn Jr. single. He got Prince Fielder and Travis Hinton on pop-ups to the outfield. Walked Vandenberg. Now ball 3 is high and in to Adam Heather. So all of a sudden, James Holcomb is experiencing a bout of unexpected wildness. The lights are on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. James takes a trip on the backside of the slope all the way out onto the grass. Now he's back on top. Let's see if Don Money turns the first-year pro Adam Heather, Heether, loose, the 3-0. Up and in, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And let's see if Erick Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach, goes to the mound. Mario Mendez is the batter for Beloit. No sign of the Colonel pitching coach, Erick Bennett. Bases loaded, 2 out. The Snappers are trying to make this a brand new game. They're down 4-0. Batting in the top of the 4th inning. James Holcomb, a 2-3 record with an ERA of 2.88. Mendez takes a curve in the dirt. Gwynn will score. He'll score standing up to make it 4-1. A nasty pitch in the dirt, a wild pitch, the 8th of the year by James Holcomb. And boy, this is getting to be rather disconcerting. John Vandenberg goes to third as Tony Gwynn Jr. scoots home standing up on the wild pitch. Adam Heather down to second, and there are still 2 out. Boy, I feel so bad for James Holcomb. All of a sudden, Allie, he just looks a little bit lost out there.
He sure does.
I hope he can get it back. Ball 1 to Mario Mendez. James from a full windup brings it. Strike called. And the crowd gives James a sincere round of a boost with some cheering. Not a Bronx cheer, but a way to go, James kind of cheer. The 1-1. Low and away, ball 2. A good stop by Devorsky on his backhand side. Sure, we wish we had a bigger crowd here tonight, but I think the darkening skies about 5 o'clock discouraged some folks, and that's a shame because it's turned out to be a nice night. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a pitch low and away. Beloit with 2 on and 2 out has scored a run here in the 4th, and they've cut the Colonel lead to 3, 4-1. James with the 2-2. Ooh, it just missed low and away, a slider. Now ball 3. Boy, James Holcomb has had to make a ton of pitches here in the Beloit 4th inning. Now the payoff pitch. Looped into shallow right. Melgarejo right there. Backpedals a couple of steps and has it. Mario Mendez spanked it off the end of the bat into right. And that's the 5th putout tonight for Colonel right fielder Rancel Melgarejo. In the 4th for Beloit, they score 1 run on 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases by Tony Gwynn Jr., and Beloit leaves a pair. They've stranded 4. And after 3.5, it's the Kernels leading Beloit 4-1.
So, your husband's cousin's brother-in-law said he knew about this really great fireworks display. So you piled the kids and the pets and the lawn chairs in the car and drove for 2.5 hours. But your husband's cousin's brother-in-law made a little boo-boo, because the fireworks show was the day before, and all you got to see was some guy with a dozen pop bottle rockets and a puny Roman candle that fizzled. So what do? How do you make sure you don't miss out on all the great summer activities? Subscribe to the Gazette. Yeah, the newspaper. Know where all the best fireworks are. Know the times, the dates, the places. Know about summer festivals, outdoor concerts, family activities. Know everything you need to have an incredible summer. Your husband will marvel at your knowledge. Your kids will do the dishes without even being asked. And you'll never have to take the advice of your husband's cousin's brother-in-law for the rest of your life. Now, wouldn't that be nice? The Gazette. Now you know.
NASCAR's Ken Schrader is coming to Cedar Rapids as the dirt track drivers take over Hawkeye Downs Speedway this Tuesday night. Iowa Illinois Taylor Insulation Dirt at the Downs. See NASCAR's Ken Schrader race his own dirt late model, taking on the cars and stars of the IMCA Terry Brothers Late Model Summer Series in their only race on asphalt. With Special K Motorsports IMCA dirt stock cars and hobby stock, plus Stubby's Collectible Cars Legend. Dirt at the Downs featuring Ken Schrader. Tuesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
Lefty Manny Parra struggled after a 13-minute delay here due to lightning. Everything looks fine now, and Manny's taking his final warm-up tosses before the Kernels bat in the bottom of the fourth inning, leading 4-1. The Kernels come into play tonight with a record of 8-10 in the second half of the season. That puts us 4 games out of first. Peoria and Clinton are atop the Western Division second half standings. They both sport 12 and 6 marks. Kane County, who was already qualified for the postseason by virtue of a good first half. The Cougars are 11 and 7. Then Beloit 10 and 8. The Kernels 8 and 10 are in 5th place. We're 2 behind the Snappers, 4 out of first place. Then it's Quad City and Burlington, each with marks of 7 and 11. Wisconsin bringing up the rear, but they qualified for the playoffs already. Alex Devorsky plugs the first pitch into the top of the screen, strike 1. Boy, Allie, you and I went around to the schools this spring, and the reward for reading 250 minutes in the Toyota Financial Services summer reading program, as Alex waves at a high fastball, didn't mean to commit, but did. He's in the hole 0-2. The reward for reading 250 minutes from Toyota Financial Services in the summer reading program, a pair of Thunder Sticks, and I want to get your comment on something here in a moment. The 0-2 to Alex. Ooh, a slider inside. We can hear Sonia and Carla and some others around the park banging Thunder Sticks. I never realized they could create that much noise.
I know they've really become very popular now. Ever since last summer, I think with the Angels and everything, they just caught on because I had never heard of them until I saw them on the Angels
World
last
Series.
year.
Yep.
But I didn't really know what they were.
Man, they can make noise.
Yeah, until I came here. So.
Ooh, ball 3 just missed inside to the Colonel catcher, Alex Devorsky, and Manny Parra was ahead of him 0-2, and now it's a full count to Alex. Alex flew out to deep, deep right, chasing Mario Mendez to the warning track to end the Colonel's second inning. The payoff pitch, a deep drive to left, way back at the wall, it may go! Adios! Oh, they call it off the top of the wall. Alex slips around first, and he's going to be thrown out in a pickle between first and second. I think we're going to have an argument. I think that ball went out of the ballpark. There's a fella, Allie, standing out there in the first row of the pavilion. Only he knows where that ball hit. Now, Todd Klaus is not arguing. I thought that ball was out of here.
Oh, I don't know. I think it hit off the top of the wall.
Oh, it must have, because Todd isn't arguing. He has as good a view as anyone in this ballpark. I wish I could talk to that fella out on the Randy Kiel-Confidence Picnic Pavilion. I thought it hit above the white padded wall. And a missed call by me. I thought it was out of here. Alex rounded first and then slipped and was thrown out between first and second. We'll give you the scoring play in a moment. 1 out on a long single by Devorsky. Now a pop foul out of play to the left, and the count's 1-1 to Greg Porter. Well, Allie, you have probably at your age and the fact that I wear contacts, I don't have the best vision. And that white padded wall with the blue letters, Randy Kiel-Confidence, I thought it hit over the wall.
I thought it was going out at first, too, and then I saw it bouncing back, so I don't...
Greg Porter hoists one into left center. Tony Gwynn Jr. had him positioned perfectly, and Greg Porter flies to the Beloit center fielder for the second out of the Colonel, fourth inning. Alex Devorsky, credit him with a single high off the left field Randy Kiel-Confidence Picnic Pavilion, and then the play went 7, 6, 3, 4. Left fielder to the shortstop, to the first baseman Prince Fielder, to the second baseman Calix Crabb, and out was Alex Devorsky as he rounded first and slipped. Oh, that's a tough break for Alex and the Colonels. Strike called to Quan Cosby. I wish we could see where that ball hit on that Randy Kiel-Confidence Picnic Pavilion, or where it hit on the padded wall. Todd Klaus, the manager, did not argue, so Allie and the umpires have to be right that ball did not hit the top of the wall. I thought it might have.
Well, I bet you someone could have reached down and caught it, not difficultly.
It was that close.
It was really high up there. I just don't think it was quite enough.
No, it obviously wasn't, Allie. Doggone it. A curve, a strike to Quan. Quan's in the hole 1-2. There's a fella sitting out there. I don't think he's part of the group to the left of the foul pole, although he may be. I think he's just a home run chaser, and he knows where that ball hit. And maybe we can get somebody to go out and ask him how close it was. Swing and a miss on a curve right in on the hands of Quan, and that does it for the Kernels in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, one hit, the long single off the top of the left field wall by Devorsky. There were no Beloit errors, and the Kernels leave nobody on. We played 4 innings. The first game of a 4-game series this week with Beloit, and after 4, it's the Kernels leading the Snappers 4-1.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I can throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
Save money by taking the bus to work. By riding the city bus, you could say goodbye to gas and car maintenance costs. Studies show that transportation is second only to housing when it comes to household expenses. Five Seasons Transportation and Parking wants to help your bottom line. We provide bus service to the metro area for the cost of a 75-cent fare. Compare that to your daily gas and parking expenses. Monthly and 10-punch bus passes are also available. For more information, call 286-5573 or visit our website at www.crbus-parking.org.
After 4, the Kernels have out-hit Beloit 7-2, lead the Snappers 4-1. Colonel All-Star B.J. Weed is not in the Allen Motor Company Colonel order this evening, but we want to acknowledge and thank a very good friend of ours, B.J. Weed's mom. Lisa Weed had a very kind email to us. Allie, I think Lisa, B.J.'s mom, must have heard you kidding me about that Cardinal-Cubs series, and she found out I was a Cardinal fan, and I want you to share her interesting email with our listeners here in a moment. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on the batter, Chaz Tierney. He flew out to right in the third inning. 4-1 Kernels, top of the 5th. B.J. Weed, Colonel All-Star, not in the Colonel or the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup tonight, but I'm sure Lisa Weed and B.J.'s twin sisters and Mom and Dad are all listening back in New York. A slider outside, 1-1 the count to Tierney, the number 9 hitter. One of the premier pitchers in the National League, the ace of the Cardinals staff, along with Woody Williams, is Matt Morris. And a ground ball punched off the batter's fist to short. Erick Aybar taps the ball into his glove and wings it across the diamond to get Chaz Tierney, his counterpart, 1 out in the Beloit 5th inning as Tierney grounds out to short. Allie, a very interesting piece of information from BJ's mom about a connection between BJ and Matt Morris.
That's right. She wanted you to know that Matt Morris graduated from Valley Central High School in Montgomery, New York, which is the same high school that BJ had graduated from.
What a high school baseball program they must have.
They must.
Matt Morris went on to play at Seton Hall University as a strike into Kennard Bibbs, makes it 0-1 to the Snapper leadoff hitter. Boy, email is amazing, isn't it, Allie?
It is.
At least it can listen and then have that message to us instantly.
I know. You're able to hear from everybody from all over the place.
Yeah. I've just got to learn how to make it a part of my daily routine. I have not done that yet. The 1-1. A drive into center. Quan, 2 steps back right there, waits and has it. Quan Cosby had to take 1 step back and catch that drive into center off the bat of the leadoff man, Kennard Bibbs, who's now 1 for 3. 2 away in the Snapper 5th inning as James Holcomb has a chance to retire Beloit in order for the 3rd time in 5 innings. He'll have to get Calyx Crabb to do it. Calix had an extra base hit and 2 RBIs taken away from him on a sterling catch in deep right by Melgarejo to end the Snapper third inning. Ball 1, a slider low to Calix Crabb. He's not a big guy. They list him at 5'10". He looks more like 5'8", 5'9". He's from the Virgin Islands. Those are part of the United States. Ooh, ball 2 apparently was just high. No, they list Calix as 5'8", and that's what he looks like, 5'8". He lives in Georgia. Crabb, a left-handed batter. Hits one hard underneath the glove of Kiaspo. Alberto tried to backhand it. That should be a base hit because Crabb hit it hard. I mistakenly said Calix was a left-handed batter. He's a switch hitter batting left-handed. Ooh, they've given Alberto an error, and I'm not sure that is just scoring, but it makes baseball fun to scratch your head and say, well, how would he call that an error? Yes, Alberto is an all-star second baseman. Yes, he could have made the play. The question is, should he have made the play? And I'm not sure that as hard as that ball was hit, whether Alberto deserves an error. But that's what makes baseball fun, is kind of saying, well, I thought this or I thought that. And I'll tell you, Allie, one of the things that I hope to be able to share with you as this summer goes on is helping you learn how to score a game. Or do you already know how?
I kind of know how. When I was a kid, I had done it a few times, but I'd be a little rusty.
Well, it's one thing that a lot of fathers share with their daughters and sons is they take them to a ball game and say, kid, this is how you score, and they take you through it. An error has been charged on Alberto, and Calix Crabb is at first with 2 out. The batter is Tony Gwynn Jr. He's 1 for 2. He's ahead 1-0, and he pops one foul off to the left. Tony Gwynn Jr. wears the number 1 on his Beloit Snapper uniform. I remember when Gary Templeton was managing the Kernels in '98, he told us that his son Gary Templeton Jr. was a good friend of Tony Gwynn Jr. out in San Diego. Man, I have so much respect for what Tony Gwynn did on and off the field. Just a peach and gem of a man. So respected in the world of baseball and in the community in San Diego. Tony Gwynn Jr. takes ball 2 high. Bluffing a break to second was Calix Crabb. He's at first with 2 out. 4-1 Kernels. We're in the top of the 5th inning. It's turned out to be a nice night now with a streak of kind of white, purplish, pink way beyond the left center field wall. The runner goes. The throw to second. High. Not in time. Oh, what a great throw by Devorsky as he almost got Calix Crabb. The reason I say a great throw, Crabb got a big break from second or towards second. I never thought we had a chance to throw him out. But Alex, had he put that throw a little lower near the bag, we would have had Calix Crabb. Now Tony Gwynn Jr.'s in the driver's seat. 3-1 and a runner begging to be brought in from second base, Calix Crabb. The 3-1 to Tony Gwynn Jr. He cocks his hands high behind his back ear and walks. Oh, what a hitter Tony Gwynn Jr. is. We can already tell that. Very selective. Batting .442 in his first 10 games, and he walks to bring up the big guy, Prince Fielder. Boy, Allie, I kind of shudder in my skin now because Prince Fielder leads the league in RBIs with 64. He's tied for second in the league with 15 homers. He's 5th in the league with a .302 average, and he's due. He's 0 for 2. Can James get out of this 2-out jam? Prince Fielder calls time.
Well, I'd be scared of Fielder. I think he's a big guy. He looks like a powerful hitter out there.
He is. A chip off the old block, if there ever was one. The son of 3-time American League RBI champ, Cecil Fielder. Whoa, a foul right back here. Prince Fielder jumped on that first pitch from Holcomb and ripped it into the screen. Strike 1. Prince is using a black lacquer bat in his hands. As Allie said, it looks like a toothpick. Left-handed hitter. Big bulging forearms, just like his papa, Big Daddy Cecil. The 0-1 to Prince. From James Holcomb with 2 on and 2 out. Uh-oh, it's a tie game, I think. I think, way back, tie game. Well, Allie, that's why I shuddered right there. Yeah. That's exactly why I shuddered. We're tied 4-4. Prince Fielder, a 3-run homer. Man, oh man, is this Beloit team loaded with two great players, Tony Gwynn Jr. and Prince Fielder. Prince gets the glad hand from Don Money. I just had a sneaking feeling that when Prince Fielder came up, we were in big, big trouble. An error, a walk, and a 3-run homer. That's kind of the way it's been going for our ball club most of the year.
Yep, sure has.
Oh, brother.
Just when you think we're going to pull it out, we're going to do it.
Something bad happens. That's the 16th home run of the year for Prince Fielder. He leads the league now with 67 RBIs. A 3-run blast well over the head of Mel Guerrero. In fact, it made it over the tier of Trivision signs and has now disappeared down towards Rockford Road. 4-4 the score here in the 5th inning. A high pop foul off to the left. Well, an error, a walk, and a 3-run homer. I'll be darned. That really baffles me. And again, give Tony Gwynn Jr. as much credit as anybody. He was willing to take a walk. Allie, what is Mr. Shucks doing up on the suite level?
I don't know, but it's making a lot of noise.
Sounds like he's found some pans from our commissary or pantry, and he's pounding pans together.
I thought it was thunder sticks.
Well, maybe that's what it is.
I was like, those are a lot of thunder sticks I've heard today.
Oh, Mr. Shucks, what are you up to? A pitch inside to Hinton, now a curve, a strike call to Travis Hinton. It's a brand new game here in the top of the 5th inning. Kernels 4, Beloit 4. A 3-run homer by Prince Fielder. Boy, our fans are lucky. I bet they're seeing two future big league stars here in this series. Swing and a miss on a changeup. James Holcomb gets Travis Hinton his second strikeout of the evening. That is for James Holcomb. And in the 5th inning with 2 out, get that, with 2 out, the Snappers strike for 3 runs. On 1 base hit, a walk, an error, and the Snappers leave the bases empty. It's a brand new game thanks to the Prince Fielder 3-run home run over the right field wall with 2 out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Kernels and Snappers tied at 4.
Household materials such as cereal, detergent, cracker, and Kleenex boxes, as well as the core of paper towel rolls, are known as chipboard. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department reminds you to recycle your chipboard materials by placing them in your blue recycling box. Corrugated cardboard should be flattened, consolidated, and tied or taped into bundles. The bundle must be less than 3 feet long and 2 feet in diameter. Place your bundled corrugated cardboard beside your blue recycling box.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you. Cost Cutters, live your life. We always have time for your hair.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's a brand new game. The Kernels struck for 4 with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. The Snappers answered with a run in the top of the 4th, single-handedly produced by Tony Gwynn Jr., and then with 2 out in the top of the 5th, an error, a walk, and a 3-run homer off the bat of Prince Fielder, his 16th of the year, and we're tied at 4, bottom of the 5th inning. Allie, what do we have coming up as usual in the top of the 6th? Yes.
Our Springhouse trivia question.
We always like to tip our listeners off about that, just in case they have to run to the store. Make sure you take your cell phones, because we want you to listen in the car. In the 6th inning, the top of the 6th, we sure will have our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. A strike to Melgarejo, now a curve. Strike 2 called. It looks like Manny Parra has new life out on the hill for the Snappers. Ransell is 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the third inning, and that started a Kernel 4-run uprising. Ransell didn't mean to, but he went around on a pitch outside, and he fans for the first out of the Kernel 5th inning. We're tied at 4. Erick Aybar singled and scored in the Kernel 4-run third inning. Erick hitting .301, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs. Aybar wearing his socks up a little higher than normal. He has very thin ankles. 19 years old, Erick Aybar. And, of course, our Kernel fans have had the joy. Here's a pitch spanked to third, playing in on the grass, shallow, in perfect position, Adam Heather, and he takes the 2-hopper and throws out Erick Aybar. Erick swung on the first pitch and was jammed and bounced out to third. 2 gone quickly in the Kernel 5th. We've been very grateful to be blessed with this Keystone combo all year of Aybar and Callaspo. They've provided us with so many thrills, not only with their great fielding, but they've been hitting over 300 all year and stealing bases and running well. They just have such a bright future. Hopefully we'll play up the middle for the Anaheim Angels in the next 4 to 5 years, maybe sooner. A strike called to Callaspo, now a curve, strike 2. Brother, does Beloit have the momentum in this game now? Manny Parra is 0-2. Low and away, a curveball. Alberto is 2 for 2. He had a 10-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He started a new one here tonight. The 1-2 from the southpaw. Low, ball 2. Yes, we will be having fun. We're going to start a series of questions during this series, the next 4 games, about the All-Star Game. That's because there's so much interest now in the Big League All-Star Game, now that the winning league will have the home field advantage in the World Series. A 3-2 pitch is bounced to shortstop. Near the bag, Chaz Tierney throws out Alberto Kiaspo for the final out of the Kernel 5th inning. Toying with the top 3 in the Kernel order was 20-year-old Beloit southpaw Manny Parra. Parra retires the Kernels in order for the second time in 5 innings. We go to the top of the 6th with the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question just around the corner. And after 5, the Kernels 4, the Snappers 4.
Remember when you were a child and there was a safety patrol person near your school to make sure you could cross the street safely? Don't you wish you had a safety patrol with you to help you conduct your life safely? Scott Draper, your Pekin insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, can help you feel safe with the right insurance coverages. For the right insurance for your home, auto, life, health, and business, see your Pekin insurance agent. Scott Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion.
Miller Lite, Miller Time, track 4.
Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Without a thought, without a doubt, that's the time to Miller Lite. Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Just because that's how it is, the best of times in Miller Lite. It's a taste, it's a smile.
Miller Lite, Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Live responsibly.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
Top of the 6th inning. A fast-moving game that was delayed by 16 minutes due to lightning back in the 3rd inning. The Kernels and Snappers are tied at 4. We have had 42 different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners this spring and summer. 42. This evening, we're looking for the 43rd different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner. That means if you've been one of our 42 previous winners, please don't call in this evening. Certainly play along wherever you're listening across eastern Iowa or from sea to shining sea on the internet, coffee is only 85 cents at the Spring House. That's all the time. And I'll tell you, that's some bargain at the Spring House. 85-cent coffee all the time. Ball one delivered outside from James Holcomb to John Vandenberg. Vandenberg is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second, walked in the fourth inning. He's hitting .293. A strike evens the count from the Colonel right-hander. And Allie, our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner will be delighted at what we will be sending her or he in the mail.
That's right. They'll be getting a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse Family Restaurant and also a wooden token for a free cup of coffee.
And let me tell you, the Springhouse will welcome you with that $5 gift certificate and that wooden token for the free cup of coffee. A 1-2 pitch, and swinging and missing for strike three is John Vandenberg. Right-hander James Holcomb ran a slider right in on the batter's hands and tied him up for the first out of the sixth inning. We do want to remind you that we will be having all-star game questions tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday at noon, because these are our final home games before the Major League All-Star game at Comiskey Park, U.S. Cellular Field, if you must call it that. And I love U.S. Cellular, but I'm mad at the White Sox because I also... Well, there's just something about tradition. It's tough to call Comiskey Park anything but Comiskey Park.
Yeah, I was just telling you today how I hate when stadiums are named after a company.
It just sometimes isn't, I don't want to say the right fit. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. It's 2-0 all of a sudden to Adam Heather. He's 0 for 1. Heather, a right-handed batter, open stance, takes all the way and a strike called. So, Allie, with our first of 4 installments of All-Star questions for the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, we'll give it out here after this 2-1 delivery from James Holcomb to the third baseman Heather. He smacks it into center. Cosby back! Leaps and has it! What a running catch in deep center. Adam Heather jumped all over that 2-1 pitch from James Holcomb and drilled it into deep center. Quan, with his third outstanding catch of the evening, ran it down, racing with his back to the infield, and he reached high. It's being replayed on the Rockwell Collins game link, and what a great catch in deep center by Quan Cosby to rob Heather of a double, if not a triple. The batter, Mario Mendez. And the first pitch, high. Allie Lensko with our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question.
This question has to do with Stan Musial, who I talked about earlier this week. And it says Stan Musial is one of 3 players to appear in a record 24 All-Star games. Name one of the other 2 players that appeared in 24 games as well.
Oh, that's a great All-Star game question. The Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. We'll repeat it as the 2-0 pitch is headed home to Mendez. Ground ball to short. Aybar has it, unloads in time. A 1-2-3 inning for James Holcomb in the top of the 6th. Allie will repeat the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Then we'll give you the number to call. Allie, go right ahead.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, okay. Stan Musial is one of 3 players to appear in a record 24 All-Star games. Name one of the other 2 players. And the number is 896-7615. 896-7615.
896-7615. 896-7615. The number to call to answer the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question concerning the All-Star game. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's the Kernels and Sappers tied at 4.
There's a slight change in the air, a whisper of a cool breeze. Shades of violet slowly glide through the twilight sky. It's nature's final touches to the day. A perfect time for Bella Sera Chardonnay, a new Italian-style Chardonnay that's easy, just like evenings were meant to be. It's going to be a beautiful evening, or as they say in Italian, it's going to be a Bella Sera. Imported by Bella Sera USA, Hayward, California.
Bring the classic beauty of wood to your home with Hardwood Technologies. Hardwood Technologies manufactures fireplace mantles, surrounds, custom wood millwork, quality moldings, stairway components, and more. Hardwood Technologies in Hiawatha, where the beauty in wood takes shape.
From corn dogs and shrimp to our signature butter burgers and over 140 flavors of frozen custard, Culver's of Hiawatha offers delicious food and quality service. Dine in, drive through, or relax out on the patio. Thanks, Hiawatha, for making Culver's feel at home.
It's a fast-paced world. Things change at the speed of sound, yet some things never change, like your desire to deal with a solid, dependable car dealer. Zimmerman Ford has been around for 31 years. They still deal with a handshake and a promise to be there after the sale with quality service. Zimmerman Ford Town is Eastern Iowa's largest volume Ford dealer, and you don't get that way without being rock solid. Check them out on the web at FordTownUSA.com or in person on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Ford, BMW, Hyundai, and Mitsubishi at Zimmerman Ford Town.
We have a winner that we'll be congratulating in a moment on our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. We want to remind you as we near the top of the hour that you're tuned to Colonel Baseball here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Jared Abruzzo steps in to lead off the bottom of the sixth and takes ball one high. Jared lined an RBI single into left and scored in the Colonel 4-run third inning. It's 4-4 in the bottom of the sixth. Jared pops one up foul. There will be a play near the Colonel bullpen for Prince Fielder. He's there and has it. Prince Fielder drifting outside the grass at first onto the warning track material. Glove that pop foul off the bat of Jared Abruzzo. One gone in the Colonel's sixth inning. Allie, once again, we're amazed by the depth of knowledge of our Colonel fans. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question had to do with a sterling achievement by only 3 men in baseball history.
That's right. We wanted to know that, or we let you know that Stan Musial is one of 3 players to appear in a record 24 All-Star games, and we wanted you guys to name one of the 2 other players that had done that.
And by golly, who won the Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question by doing just that?
We've got Ryan Kleinsmith of Cedar Rapids.
Ryan Kleinsmith.
Congratulations to Ryan. He will be winning our $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse Family Restaurant, along with a wooden token for a free cup of coffee.
And we'll give the answer that Ryan gave in a moment. Matt Abram on an 0-2 pitch, grounds it right back to the box. A good fielding play, reaching down near the rubber by hurler Manny Parra to spear it, and he throws out Matt Abram 1-3. That's now 7 in a row retired by lefty Manny Parra. Allie, the winner's name again?
Ryan Kleinsmith.
Oh, who did Ryan cite?
Hank Aaron.
Wow.
He knew that one.
That's great, Ryan. Yep, Hammer and Hank Aaron played in 24 All-Star games. So did Stan Musial, and who else, Allie?
Willie Mays was our other answer.
Oh, 3 Hall of Famers. A curve and a swing and a miss by Caleb Mayer. Now a breaking pitch down and in evens the count to Caleb, who's 0 for 2, lined out to short, blistered the ball back in the third inning, but lined out. 4-4 the score, bottom of the sixth inning, 2 away, nobody on for the Kernels. A curve, a strike to Mayer. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen, James Carroll. Well, congratulations, Kevin. You're the winner in the Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. A pitch bounced up the middle, backhanded by Calyx Crabb, and he throws out Caleb Mayer. And that is 8 in a row retired by lefty Manny Parra, who's really found a groove. Thanks to all that called in the Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question. It looks like a new pitcher will be coming on in the top of the 7th. We'll tell you about that and more. After 6, the Kernels retired in order in the bottom of the 6th. And after 6, it's Beloit 5. It's the Kernels 4 and the Snappers 4.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
I am Andy Peterson. I graduated from Midland High School in Wyoming in 2001. I'll be a sophomore this year at Kirkwood. It was a good transition for me coming from a small school. The price certainly is another thing. It's a nice place. It's a nice campus. There's lots of opportunities to get involved with. Kirkwood has their own television station. and I'm in what's called Kirkwood Student Productions. We do a bunch of different stuff for the TV games. We do everything that's involved with like an ESPN broadcast. The kids run the cameras, we do the editing, we do the graphics, we do all that stuff, and I do the play-by-play, and then one of my buddies does the color commentary for these games, and it's basically like getting an early start on things. It's definitely a good experience. I had classes every day, so I live in the apartments up here now. And, of course, everybody up there is Kirkwood students, and that's something that's really nice, too, because everybody's basically in the same boat that you're in. So you get to meet a lot of people. There's always something going on. If it's nice, we'll go out and grill out. We've always got somebody to talk to. There's always somebody around, something going on.
Log on to kirkwood.edu.
We have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen, and I'll tell you about it after Allie tells you about U.S. Cellular.
So the bullpen is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by your local U.S. Cellular store today or call 188-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you.
And connecting on the mound, answering the U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen is James Carroll. James went 2/3 of an inning here on Saturday night. That disheartening loss to the Peoria Chiefs. The Kernels led 3-1 after 7 innings, but couldn't hold the lead. James went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs to the Chiefs on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 2, and he was hung with the loss. James Carroll, Carroll, out of Pepperdine in Malibu, California, is going to face Chaz Tierney in the top of the 7th, a 4-4 game. We'll give you the final line on, here's a ground ball to deep short, backhanded by Aybar, long throw off the bag, and an infield single for Chaz Tierney. The number 9 hitter greets James Carroll by grounding one deep in the hole at short. Erick made a fine play, a great effort, but just didn't have enough arm, and even if he had, Chaz Tierney would have beaten it. And now we expect Kennard Bibbs to be bunting. The reason we expect Kennard Bibbs to bunt is Don Money usually plays for the bunt. Here's the final line on James Holcomb, the Colonel starter. 6 innings pitched, 4 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits. He struck out 3, and he walked 4. Is Bibbs bunting? Yes, he is. A terrific bunt. Maybe a base hit. Carroll will not make a play, and it's a base hit for Kennard Bibbs. Well, I'll tell you, Allie, a trend is starting to surface. There were now 87 games, 88 games into the season, and, man, when you execute the fundamentals, that was going to be a sacrifice bunt, but it's a base hit. It should be a base hit. Our club, I wish we would bunt a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. We saw it yesterday, too. You know, they bunted on us, and it worked.
Yeah. Well, an infield single and a bunt single. And doggone it, Beloit has a great chance now to take the lead with the heart of their order coming up around the corner. Calix Crabb will likely be bunting. And I bet he'll put down a beautiful bunt. Don Money insists that the fundamentals be executed properly. James Carroll had to go way off the mound towards the first base line. He picked it up and could not get a throw away as the ball got stuck in his right hand. Here's a bunt by Crabb. Porter will throw to third. Out at third! And my prediction wrong. Calix Crabb did bunt, but a poor bunt as he bunted hard to Porter. Greg spun and threw to Aybar at third for the force out of the lead runner, Chaz Tierney. Oh, Calix Crabb reaches on a fielder's choice. His bunt was hard to third, and it was fielded by Porter. Greg whirled and threw to Aybar. And Aybar, covering third, was there ahead of Chaz Tierney. The play goes 5-6, Porter to Aybar. Here's Tony Gwynn Jr. All he's done tonight, robbed by Cosby in the first on a deep drive to left center. Singled, stole second, stole third, scored on a wild pitch in the fourth, walked and scored in the 5th inning. He is a tough out, Tony Gwynn Jr. Strike one called from James Carroll, the right-hander. 4-4, and the Snappers have runners at first and second with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. James Carroll is set. He looks the lead runner. Bibbs back to second. The Dental Center will be bringing us the wildly popular Kiss Cam promotion in the next half inning or so, and I want to give you my highest recommendation to think about calling the dental center. Gwynn drives one in the air to right. Melgarejo drifting back, way back. He has it. Tagging from second and going to third is Kennard Bibbs. Tony Gwynn Jr., never an easy out. Hit one. Took an easy swing, but hit it to deep right for the second out of the inning. Bibbs went to third as Crabb held it first. Now the Kernels may walk Prince Fielder. To create a winning smile, I want to recommend that you call the dental professionals at the Dental Center, the proud sponsor of our Kiss Cam here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Dental Center is located on Mount Vernon Road in Cedar Rapids. Doctors Hagenman, Stovey, and Steberg available to take care of all your dental needs. For information or an appointment, call the Dental Center at 365-0534. That's the Dental Center, 365-0534. The Dental Center reminds you that winning smiles don't just happen. They take commitment and a team effort between you and your dental health care team. Call Doctors Hagenman, Steberg, and Stovey at the Dental Center. The runner goes from first. No throw by Alex Devorsky. Calix Crabb, a head-first dive into second, has stolen the base, and now that may be an open invitation for the Kernels to walk Prince Fielder. Doctors Hagenman, Steberg, and Stovey at the Dental Center can help bring you a winning smile. They're going to walk Prince Fielder to load the bases. That's how respected Prince Fielder is in the cleanup spot in this Beloit order. They're walking a left-handed batter to load the bases to get to a left-handed batter, Travis Hinton. Again, the number at the Dental Center, 365-0534. Travis Hinton is going to lick his chops because he has a chance to break this game open. It's 4-4 in the top of the seventh as James Carroll issues ball 4. To big Prince Fielder. And out comes Erick Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach. There's not much room for error, and I think James Carroll would much rather pitch to Travis Hinton after what Prince Fielder did his last at bat, a 3-run homer to tie the game at 4 in the 5th inning. But now there's very little margin of error for James Carroll as he has been visited by the Colonel pitching coach, Erick Bennett. Bases loaded. The batter, Travis Hinton. 2 out. Beloit batting here in the top of the 7th. Hinton is 0 for 3. Left-handed batter. The first pitch from James. Outside, ball 1. Don Money clapping at third base. He's seen his team rally from a 4-0 hole to tie the game. And now with 2 out and the bases loaded, they're going to try to take the lead in this one. Carroll with the 1-0. Ground ball, chopped behind first. Foul ball. Boy, Allie, that ball looked like it started fair.
I thought it was fair.
Yeah, I think it started fair, but then even a bouncing ball sometimes can hook, and I think that's what it did. It was not an easy play behind the base for Matt Abram, but he would have made it. It would have ended the inning. Instead, though, a big first strike on Travis Hinton. Hinton, in his second year with the Snappers, is batting with the bases loaded and 2 out in a 4-4 game. The 1-1 from Carroll. Low, ball 2. At third, it's Kennard Bibbs. He bunted his way on. Calix Crabb failed to lay down a sacrifice, reached on a fielder's choice. Tony Gwynn Jr. flew out to deep right. The Kernels walked Prince Fielder to load the bases. With the bases loaded and the game tied at 4, here's the 2-1. A drive into center, Quan back, and he has it! Oh, Travis Hinton knocked the cover off the ball, hit a screaming liner to center, where Quan retreated and made the catch. Oh, the Kernels very fortunate to escape harm here in the 7th inning, as Travis Hinton got a high fastball in his wheelhouse and I mean he belted it hard. A line drive to center where Quan made the play. No runs in the 7th for Beloit. 2 hits, an infield single and a bunt single. No Colonel errors, a walk, and the Snappers leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 7. Then after 6.5, we've got a dandy in a 4-game series opener with Beloit, the Kernels 4 and the Snappers 4.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have a, or perhaps even a, you don't need, but you'd rather not, for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better, faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North on Collins Road Northeast, and the new Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, next time you have, visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's.
Better call Papa.
Well, Allie, we're going into the bottom of the 7th, and the crowd got all crazy after the top of the 7th. I didn't know if some new promotion had started, but it was because of Mother Nature.
That's right. It looks like rain. I'm afraid that we're still playing, but hopefully, it won't come down any harder, and the tarp won't have to come on. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to be all right for at least a couple of innings. A strike to Alex Devorsky. Now a curve, strike 2 from Manny Parra. 4-4 the score. The Kernels have out-hit Beloit 7-6. We're tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Alex narrowly missed his 6th home run of the year his last time up. And he went around on a pitch low, and he's gone on 3 pitches swinging. That's 9 in a row for Manny Parra. The last man to reach against this southpaw was Alex Devorsky, who belted a single high off the left field wall, but was thrown out trying to, he took a big turn at first and slipped and was thrown out as the last Colonel base runner in this game. 9 in a row for Manny Parra. Here's Greg Porter. Taking low, ball 1. Greg singled and scored back in the Colonel 4-run 3rd inning. We have not scored since that 4-run 3rd, and 9 batters have fallen by the wayside in a row at the hands of this lefty. Here's a bouncer to second. Room service hop for Calix Crabb. Sidearms to first for the out. 10 straight retired by Manny Parra. Well, let's see if Quan Cosby tries to lay a bunt down with 2 out. Quan has struck out a couple of times. Mr. Shucks is down below.
Looks like he's got his scream machine.
He sure does. And he's going to make a racket to try to, or get the crowd to make a racket to try to get this Colonel team ignited. Boy, that Mr. Shucks is something. That audience will do anything he says with that screen can. Boy, what a talent, Mr. Shucks. Quan fouls a 1-0 pitch into the net, strike 1. 2 away in the Colonel 7th. We're tied at 4. Cosby hits one off his fist and fouls it in front of the plaza section down the right field side. Quan in the hole now, 1-2. The Kernels had a 4-0 lead after 3. Beloit scored 1 in the 4th. And then a 2-out, 3-run homer by Prince Fielder tied the game in the 5th inning. We're tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Now the 1-2. And it's dribbled foul just up the third base side. Quan hanging tough. Cosby, a switch hitter, drove in his 14th run of the year yesterday in the Colonel loss. Quan, a .222 batter. The right fielder, Mario Mendez, playing shallow. The left fielder playing at regular depth. A number back to the mound. Parra will run it halfway to first and toss it underhand to Prince Fielder. And that's 11 in a row retired by 20-year-old lefty Manny Parra. Boy, we had him on the ropes in the third inning, but could not deliver the knockout blow. Since then, he's retired 11 in a row. The Kernels go in order for the third straight inning. We go to the top of the eighth. It's still the Kernels 4 and Beloit 4.
It's time to come home to Mount Vernon during Heritage Days 2003, July 10th, 11th, and 12th in historic Uptown Mount Vernon. Experience everything good about small-town living. Fabulous fireworks, picnic food, children's games, and live music. You'll find great values in the stores and arts, crafts, and family entertainment featured every day. Great music on Friday and Saturday, noon to midnight on the main stage. There's also a basketball tournament, the first annual, noon to 5 on Saturday. This invitation to attend Heritage Days 2003, Thursday through Saturday, July 10th to the 12th in Mount Vernon, is brought to you by Bridge Community Bank, Mount Vernon Insurance, Junction Auto Sales, Shepley Pharmacy, Mount Vernon Hardware, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, and Hillcrest Country Club, home of the Heritage Days Golf Tournament on Friday and the fireworks on Thursday. Come on out to Mount Vernon and have fun at Heritage Days 2003. We'll see you there in Mount Vernon.
Hiawatha Care Center is a licensed nursing facility and senior residence that offers your loved ones a safe place to live. The Promise House Certified Assisted Living Center offers more specialized care with all the comforts of home. Hiawatha Care Center and Promise House working to enhance the quality of life. Greg's Lawn Service wants you to relax all year long. Our grounds care professionals provide quality lawn care, snow removal, and even holiday lighting. Let Greg's Lawn Service digitally design your landscape or put in your concrete curb edging or retaining wall. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
A 4-4 game as we go to the top of the eighth inning. The Kernels are proud to bring you our Kernel Did You Know question. Visit us online at kernels.com, Kernels. That's Kernels, and you can purchase tickets to upcoming games this summer or preview coming attractions here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Online at kernels.com, Kernels. You can also order tickets by calling our box office, 896-7560, 896-7560. The first batter for the Snappers against right-hander James Carroll in the eighth inning is the number 6 man, John Vandenberg, and he takes a strike from James, a slider. Our box office number, 896-7560, to order tickets. Our Colonel Did You Know questions are going to revolve around the All-Star game. A high pop foul down the left field line, drifting beyond the reach of the left fielder Caleb Mayer onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. It's 0-2 to John Vandenberg. And Allison Lensko has our Colonel Did You Know question revolving around the Big League All-Star game.
Did you know that Alvin Dark was the first man to manage both an American and a National League All-Star team?
And we'll pick up on that in a moment. No, I didn't. Uh-oh, an 0-2 pitch grounded up the middle for a base hit. Doggone it. An 0-2 pitch, and James Carroll making it a little too sweet as John Vandenberg wrapped it through the box for a leadoff single. Allie, I did not know that, and thanks to the Kernels, we do. When did Alvin Dark manage, and then when did he manage a second league?
Well, first as the skipper of the Giants in 1963, he managed the National League to a win in Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. And then as the pilot of the A's in 1975, he managed the American League in a defeat at Country Stadium in Milwaukee.
Well, that's something. I did not know that Alvin Dark was the first man to manage both an American League and National League All-Star team. He did it after the Giants played in the World Series in '62. He skippered the 1963 National League All-Star team, as Allie said, at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, and he guided the senior circuit to a victory. And then it was 1975. Here's a bunt foul by the batter Adam Heather, strike one. Then in 75, of course, Alvin Dark managed the 74 World Champion Athletics. Alvin Dark managed the American League in Milwaukee, and the American League during that National League period of dominance beat Alvin Dark's American League team. Boy, Alvin Dark managed both the American and National League and All-Star games.
12 whole years apart.
Yeah, 12 years apart. I did not know that. Here's a bunt. James Carroll will throw to second. Out! Throw to first! Safe! Oh, the Kernels thought they had a double play. What an effort by James Carroll, Allie, as the ball was bunted hard back to the base of the mound. James picked it up, and you know what I worried about? That slippery grass.
Yeah.
I thought he might slip when he planted that back spike to throw to second. John Vandenberg was cut down on the bunt, and it went 1-6, Carroll to Aybar. Adam Heather just did beat the return throw from Erick to first baseman Matt Abram, or the Kernels would have turned a double play. Now the batter is Mario Mendez in this 4-4 game in the 8th inning. Boy, Allie, we had a guest walk in. I didn't know who it was. I smelled some very alluring perfume, didn't you?
Sure did.
Isn't that something? And Darcy Ehrman, a former Kernel intern who's continued to help us throughout the summer, and it's great to see Darcy. I didn't know if she'd make it up this evening because of all the lightning and rain. Oh, no, a wild pitch gets by Alex Devorsky, and down to second. Doggone it goes Adam Heather. Here we go, Allie. Those little things continue to just gnaw away at us. We get the bunt, foil the bunt attempt. It may be a pass ball. We'll check. The ball was not in the dirt, but it was low and away, and so I'm going to call it a wild pitch. We'll have Darcy check with our official scorer and see if he's ruled it a wild pitch or a pass ball. At any rate, the go-ahead run, Adam Heather is at second with nobody out, or one out, rather. Mario Mendez, the batter, a right-handed hitter. The 2-0 from James. Instead, he whirls and looks the runner back to second. Allie will have the attendance for you tonight in a moment. Oh, they've ruled it a pass ball. I knew it wasn't in the dirt, and so they've charged. Here's a drive foul hooking into the Beloit bullpen where a relief pitcher reaches up and catches it. A pass ball has been charged to Alex Devorsky on a pitch down and away. It was not in the dirt, and so I can see the official scorers thinking the ball was not in the dirt. So a pass ball sends the go-ahead run to second, but James Carroll has come back and gotten a strike on the batter. Here's the 2-1. Slider. I thought the batter went around. He did. He did go around, according to the base umpire. Will Robinson, strike two. Allie Lensko, what do we have for a crowd tonight?
Well, we've got 1,417 that made it out today. Pretty good, considering the scary weather we had at the beginning, right before the game. So.
Yeah, doggone it. That put a damper on our crowd, I'm sure. Those dark skies around 5 o'clock. It was sunny all day.
It sure was.
The 2-2 to Mario Mendez, the number 8 hitter for the Snappers. A ground ball to short. Aybar will have only one play. That's to first. His throw is perfect, and on to third goes the go-ahead run, Adam Heather. Mario Mendez stroked the worm burn to the shortstop. Flashing in front of Aybar was Adam Heather. He made it to third with 2 out, and the batter's Chaz Tierney. Now, Don Money is a real skillful manager. He is talking to the runner at third, Adam Heather, and I wonder if the Snappers, even with 2 out, may try a squeeze bunt. I just wonder, with 2 out, whether they'll still try a suicide squeeze. Chaz Tierney is 1 for 3, a .229 batter. He's standing in from the right side, and he takes a curve, a beauty from James Carroll, strike one. James Carroll making his third appearance on the mound for the Kernels. He's out of Pepperdine in Malibu, California. We hope to have him as our dugout interview guest before tomorrow night's game. The 0-1. Ground ball, tough play. Callaspo to his right has it. Waits for Abram to get to the bag and throws Tierney out. Oh, a terrific play as Abram was unsure whether Callaspo was going to field that one. Matt took 2 quick steps towards the hole, then retreated as Callaspo glided to his left to glove it, and he threw Chaz Turney out. Terrific job by James Carroll. He's now pitched 2 scoreless innings out of the Colonel bullpen. In the 8th, no runs for Beloit, a leadoff single, 1 hit, no Colonel errors, and the snap, a pass ball, no Colonel errors, and the Snappers leave a runner on. They've now stranded 8. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's still the Kernels and Snappers deadlocked at 4.
Nature provides a built-in mechanism for animals to get ready for their future. Animals start hoarding food in the early autumn, knowing it will be scarce during the winter. We don't seem to have that same kind of savvy. Pekin Insurance agent Teresa Brunsheen at Family Insurance Center in Monticello can help you plan ahead. Teresa can help you make sure you have the right insurance coverages for your particular needs. Nature's message is clear. Prepare. See Teresa Brunsheen, your Pekin Insurance agent in Monticello at Family Insurance Center.
Toyota takes another leap forward in material handling efficiency. Hub Toyota Lift would like to introduce you to the new Toyota AC electric forklift. AC technology provides unprecedented acceleration, dramatically increasing operator cycle times, thus increasing production. And because DC components are no longer needed, you will significantly lower your maintenance costs. A clean running, dependable unit is a result. Coupled with today's attractive interest rates, there's never been a better time to join Toyota's AC revolution. Contact Hub Toyota Lift in Cedar Rapids, Peoria, Des Moines, and Davenport.
Here are 3 important facts you should know about Progressive Homes. First, Progressive Homes is our area's authorized builder of all-American homes of Dyersville. Second, Progressive Homes invites you to visit their model homes. They're located on Williams Boulevard Southwest in Cedar Rapids. Finally, Progressive Homes is committed to making your home building experience pleasant and exciting. Come see what Progressive Homes can build for you. Progressive Homes, your complete builder of all-American homes.
We have a new hurler for Beloit. We're looking out to ascertain his number, and it's Tim Boucher, B-A-U-S-C-H, or B-A-U-S-H-E-R. Manny Parra goes 7 innings, and in 7 innings he allowed 4 runs on 7 hits. Parra struck out 4, and he walked none. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're tied at 4, and the Colonels facing right-hander Tim Boucher, B-A-U-S-H-E-R. Tim Boucher. We'll tell you what he's done in a moment, but we want to salute Manny Parra, who retired the last 11 Kernels that he faced. Tim Boucher, working the bottom of the 8th in a 4-4 game, will face the top of the Colonel order. Boucher, a big strapping right-hander, is 0-1 in 7 games, and he delivers way high, ball 1 to Melgarejo. Boucher in 10 innings, all in relief, has given up 4 earned runs, 7 hits in 10 innings. He's fanned 14. He's only walked 3. Tim Boucher is on the hill. The 1-0, high, nowhere near the strike zone. Ball 2 to Melgarejo from Tim Boucher. 1,417 on hand here tonight to see if the Kernels can even their homestand record at 2-2. Ball 3 upstairs. Boucher has struggled throwing a strike to Melgarejo. The 3-0 to Ransell is a strike. It looked high and inside. Strike 1. The hits are even at 7. The only error committed by the Kernels, and it wound up really hurting us. Here's the 3-1 to the Colonel leadoff batter. Way outside, ball 4. There's the go-ahead run at first with nobody out. Now the key question becomes, does Aybar bunt? Does a 301 hitter bunt? I think he will. I think Aybar will be called upon to bunt with the game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
back to welcome to the ballpark this evening, the Solon Phillies Little League game.
Erick Aybar reached on an infield single and scored in the Colonel 4-run third. We haven't scored since. Adam Heather is way in on the grass at third near the line. Erick takes high and away, ball one. He was squaring to bunt. We had told in-studio engineer Deb Williams that we'd be calling, but it looks like we have fresh scores. We do. No, okay, we don't. We will be calling Deb Williams then at the end of this inning. Here's a great bunt by Aybar, picked up by Prince Fielder, who tags Erick out outside the line, and Allie described the position that Erick Aybar wound up in.
On his stomach, flat out. Looks like he slid across the grass a little bit. It must be pretty kind of wet from the rain.
He did. Then a show of respect between Aybar and Prince Fielder. Prince had to tag him pretty hard, forced him into foul ground where Erick took that nosedive that Allie described, and Prince and Erick gave each other a quick tap as sign of respect that no harm intended, no harm done. A perfect sacrifice. And now Callaspo hacks one foul into the top of the screen, strike one. Mel Garejo, the go-ahead run at second, bottom of the eighth inning, 4-4 the score. The sacrifice by Aybar went 3 unassisted as Prince Fielder picked it up outside the first or inside the first base line and tagged Erick out. A hit by Callaspo would likely give the Kernels the lead in this game. Alberto is 2 for 3 and he steps out. Callaspo has 40 runs driven in, and he's batting with a chance to drive home Mel Garejo and snap a 4-4 tie, bottom of the eighth. Strike 2 called. It looked inside. Callaspo spun around like it was inside, but because Alberto stands right on top of the plate, Aaron Banks correctly ruled it a strike. 0-2 to Alberto Kiaspo. Kiaspo is a very good 2-strike hitter. Ransell at second. A curve, and the pitcher choked that one off. It was way high and outside, ball one. This inning started with a walk issued by the relief pitcher, Tim Boucher. Aybar bunted Mel Garejo to second. He's there with 1 out. Strike 3 called, a curveball that froze Alberto Kiaspo. What a big strikeout for Tim Boucher to catch Alberto looking. It'll take a 2-out hit from Jared Abruzzo if the Kernels are going to break this 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jared came through in the 3rd inning with a 2-out RBI single. Maybe he can do the same here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 4-4 game. In case you're wondering, the rain has stopped. A chopper, foul pass first. Foul pass first. As James Rowson is back in his customary position, coaching at first base. James spent Saturday evening and yesterday afternoon up here with us in the booth, recovering from an eye infection that he did not want to spread in the Colonel clubhouse. Big lead by Ransell. Curve, strike 2 called to Jared. He's in the hole, 0-2. Boy, this Tim Boucher is really tied up the Colonel hitters so far. Jared will have to protect the plate, the 0-2. Tapped foul behind the plate. Well, Allie, our old friend, is back on the Rockwell Collins game link.
The rally monkey. My favorite. Woo!
He sure is, and it's the kids' favorite, too. Those kids respond. Hopefully the Kernels can, too. The kids responding by pouncing up into the air just like the rally monkey. A curve upstairs, and it's 1-2 to the Colonel leading run producer, Jared Abruzzo, batting left-handed for the first time tonight against Tim Boucher, B-A-U-S-H-E-R. Ransell, the go-ahead run at second with 2 out, bottom of the 8th inning, the 1-2 to Jared. Low and in, ball 2. Outfield plays Abruzzo straight away and deep. We're going to free up Darcy's hands so she can dig into that watermelon pretty soon. From the stretch. The 2-2 with 2 out and the go-ahead run at second. Ooh, strike 3 three called. Allie, how many seconds did it take before Aaron Banks called strike three?
A few.
About 5 seconds. Wow, a delayed strike three call to Jared Abruzzo, and the Colonel quest to regain the lead is thwarted by Tim Boucher. In the 8th inning, no runs for the Colonels. No hits, a walk, a sacrifice bunt, no snapper errors. The Colonels leave one. Just our third man stranded tonight. We're going to check in with in-studio engineer Deb Williams now. Ozzie Lugo's marching to the hill, and he'll take over on the mound as we go to the top of the 9th inning. It's the Colonels 4 and Beloit 4.
Household materials such as cereal, detergent, cracker, and Kleenex boxes, as well as the core of paper towel rolls, are known as chipboard. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department reminds you to recycle your chipboard materials by placing them in your blue recycling box. Corrugated cardboard should be flattened, consolidated, and tied or taped into bundles. The bundle must be less than 3 feet long and 2 feet in diameter. Place your bundled corrugated cardboard beside your blue recycling box.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through.
When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks. High-speed copying, color copies, oversized copies, manuals, booklets, graphic design, posters, banners, and presentations. CopyWorks does it better. When it's important to you, CopyWorks lets your work shine through. When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks.
What a terrific job done by James Carroll. The Colonel right-hander held the snappers at bay. James Carroll pitched 2 scoreless innings out of the Colonel bullpen in relief of starter James Holcomb. 2 innings, no runs. And James Carroll allowed no runs, 3 hits. He struck out none, and James walked 1. Allie, we have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen.
The U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by your local U.S. Cellular store today or call 1-88-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you.
And delivering a strike call, answering that U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen is Ozzie Lugo. Ozzie Lugo has been sensational all season long out of that Colonel bullpen. He delivers a strike to Kennard Bibbs, the leadoff batter, a speedster who's 2 for 4. A pitch looked good from here, but was ruled ball 1 to Kennard Bibbs. Ozzie Lugo last worked Friday night, got a save in that Colonel dramatic 9-4 come-from-behind victory against Peoria. The 1-1. A beautiful curve drops in for strike 2 to Kennard Bibbs from Ozzie Lugo. On Friday night here at home, Ozzie went 2 innings, gave the Chiefs no runs, 2 hits, struck out none, walked none. He got a save, his 3rd of the year. The 1-2 to Bibbs. A high drive hit into right center. Mel Guerrejo's been busy out there, and Ransell gliding to his right has it. 1 gone in the 9th inning. Ozzie Lugo is on the hill for the 33rd time this year. He leads the Colonels in appearances. Ozzie's record 0-1, 3 saves, getting his 3rd, as I said, on the 4th of July Colonel come-from-behind win. Ozzie's ERA 2.76. In 42 1/3 innings, Ozzie Lugo has given up just 27 hits. He's fanned 49 batters in 42 1/3, walked 22. He's gotten Kennard Bibbs to fly to right. Now he misses high and away to Calix Crabb. We're tied at 4. We're in the top of the 9th inning. We know that Ozzie's family and girlfriend listen down in Coral Gables, Florida. It's great to have them with us. A curve dips low to the batter, the switch hitter Calix Crabb. We'll check the State Farm Major League scoreboard for you as we go along here in the snapper top of the 9th inning. The 2-0 to Crabb from Ozzie. Strike one called on the outside corner. Ozzie Lugo, a 13th round pick by Anaheim last season out of Florida International. Ozzie has very strong muscular legs and round shoulders. Oh, the plate umpire squeezed him. Ball 3 was ruled low to Calix Crabb, and that was a strike, folks. That was a strike. Well, Aaron Banks saw it differently, and so it was not a strike. It's 3-1 now. Here's the delivery. Up and away, ball 4. That last pitch looked to be a strike, and Ozzie now has to face one of the best hitters I've seen this season. It's the first time we've seen him. Tony Gwynn Jr., he's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. State Farm Major League Scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. Allie, there was that one game this afternoon in the American League.
That's right, at Yankee Stadium. New York and Boston went head-to-head. New York beat out Boston 2-1 in the final.
Tony Gwynn Jr. takes a pitch in the dirt. What a block by Devorsky. Anything final yet in the National League?
We have a couple here. Expos and Phillies. Expos beat out the Phillies at Olympic Stadium 8-1. Then at Shea Stadium, we had the Braves beating the Mets 7-3. And the Astros beat the Reds 7-1 at Minute Maid Park.
Wow, 3 finals already tonight in the National League on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. The 1-0 to Tony Gwynn Jr. as Ozzie comes set. High, a fastball, 2-0. Allie, what games are going on?
Well, right now at Wrigley Field, the Cubs and the Marlins are going on in the bottom of the 8th, and the Cubs are leading 6-3. And then at the top of the 8th at Miller Park, the Brewers are leading the Pirates 9-1. At Bank One Ballpark, the Diamondbacks are trailing the Rockies 5-0 in the top of the 4th.
A changeup and a swing and a miss by Tony Gwynn Jr. Boy, did Ozzie Lugo ever have Tony out on his front foot. Allie, anything else cooking?
We got 2 more still here. Qualcomm Stadium, it's tied 0-0. The Dodgers and Padres in the top of the 3rd. And the Giants and the Cardinals are currently underway in the bottom of the 1st. The Cardinals are losing to the Giants 3-0, though. It's a sad day for John Rogers again. Hanging his head low.
Yeah. Cardinals need to finish strong before the All-Star break. Here's a 2-1 from Lugo to Tony Gwynn Jr. Swing and a tip foul into the mid of Devorsky. Ozzie ran the ball away from Tony Gwynn Jr., and he's even on the count now, 2-2. Let's see if Don Money, I think he might, send Calix Crabb on this 2-2 pitch. I think Calix Crabb will be running. He has a short lead. He has 17 steals in 24 attempts. Now he lengthens his lead. Ozzie senses what we do, and he fires over to first, but not in time. Crabb back standing up. 4-4, top of the 9th inning. The Kernels split with Beloit in southern Wisconsin in early June, losing the first 2 of the series, winning the next 2. The 2-2, the runner not going. A pitch whistled foul off a screen behind the catcher's area, the Colonel bullpen, and it ricochets into right, where Ransell will toss it to Kids in the plaza section. Go get it, Kids. Ransell just whipped it up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tony Gwynn Jr., a left-handed batter out of San Diego State, where his father coaches. A deep drive to center. Don't worry about it. It's not as deep as I thought. Quan Cosby is there and has it. 2 gone in the top of the 9th. Let's count how many balls Cosby has caught in center, and let's count how many putouts Ransell has in right. Quan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 putouts in center field. How many for Ransell in right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 balls have been caught in right by Melgarejo and 6 in center by Quan Cosby. 12 outs have been recorded between those 2 outfielders. Prince Fielder takes a slider in the dirt, ball 1. The Colonel outfield extremely deep for Prince. It was his 2-out, 3-run homer back in the 5th inning off starter James Holcomb that has us where we are now, 4-4 in the top of the 9th. Somebody's on top of the press box, and they're making a lot of thumping noise. What in the world could be going on up there? The 1-0 to Fielder. Drops in a beautiful curve from Ozzie Lugo. I know there's a camera perch up
I was
there.
just saying, maybe the camera guy got angry.
Yes, but I wondered. I mean, he really, Allie, stomped on the roof above us.
He sure did.
Justin, our ticket director, heard it as well. The 1-1 to Prince Fielder. Just missed outside, ball 2. Man, you got to pitch this guy very cautiously. You can tell the Colonel pitchers have taken note of that home run back in the 5th inning, a moonshot over the right field tri-visions. Every batter supposedly has a weakness. What is Prince's? The 2-1. A deep drive to right. Ransell in front of the track has it to end the inning. Good pitching by Ozzie Lugo. Even when Prince makes an out, he puts his scare or startles you. He golfed the pitch down and in, didn't get all of it, and flew out to deep right. That's the 7th put out by Ransell Melgarejo. Ozzie Lugo with a scoreless 9th inning. Can the Colonels win this one with 1 in the bottom of the 9th inning? That's what we're hoping for. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the score, Colonels 4 and Beloit 4.
Flower and Garden Shop reminds you that June is Perennial Garden Month. Hit your garden with a punch of color with perennial flowers from Pex. Pex has a huge variety and wide selection of perennial flowers on sale. Buy 3 and get 1 free. Add a knockout to your garden with rose bushes from Pex. Regularly $24.99, these beautiful, easy-to-care-for rose bushes are on sale at Pex for only $17.99. You'll enjoy glowing cherry red blooms all summer long. Pex reminds you that planting season is still in full swing. Experience beautiful blooms all summer long with annual flower plants by visiting the greenhouses at Pex. Pex Flower and Garden Shop is open until 8 on weeknights and until 5 on weekends at the corner of Blairsbury and Edgewood Roads Northeast. Pex has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember. That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
Here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it's a 4-4 score. The Colonels hope to score for the first time since a 4-run 3rd inning. Matt Abram is first up against Tim Bauscher, Bausher. What great relief of James Holcomb by James Carroll and Ozzie Lugo. Ozzie and James Carroll have thrown 3 shutout innings out of the Colonel bullpen. Matt Abram takes outside, ball 1. We're underway in the bottom of the 9th inning with the score 4-4. Abram tonight is 1 for 3. He capped a Colonel 4-run 3rd with a 2-run double. Ball 2 outside. Allie, the crowd has come alive. I don't know if the scoreboard prompted them or...
I think it's Mr. Shucks and Doodles over there.
Well, those 2 great mascots. A high drive down the left field line, out of play. Can anybody get to it? Yes.
Ooh,
no.
Oh,
brother.
The bullpen mound.
Yeah, Allie, describe. I talked over you. What happened to Adam Heather, the 3rd baseman?
He just slipped right on over top that bullpen mound.
Yes, he did. That was dangerous. He went on top of the mound, then slid down the backside, and looked like he really wrenched his back. Neither he nor the shortstop Chaz Turney or Kennard Bibbs could get to that high pop foul down in the Colonel bullpen off the bat of Matt Abram, who's still ahead in the count, 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 4. The crowd has come alive. The 2-1 from Bauscher is way high, ball 3. He wants a new baseball. And the plate umpire, Aaron Banks, obliges. Well, the Colonels let Bauscher off the hook in the 8th inning. He walked Melgarejo to start the inning. We bunted him to second, but couldn't get him home. The 3-1 to Abram. A deep drive to left. The Colonels win on another home run by Matt Abram. 5-4. Abram clouts his 4th home run as a Colonel, and he gives the Colonels the game 5-4. Matt Abram sent one into orbit. I mean, he sent one out of here, way out of here. Allie, describe that Colonel scene at home plate.
They got a mad huddle going on, jumping on. Everyone loves Abram.
Wow, Matt Abram electrified this crowd by sending them home on a high with his 4th home run of the year, his 2nd in as many games, and that Colonel dugout is still, Allie, up in ebullient joy. Look at those guys in that first base dugout patting Matt Abram on the back. Wow. Well, on ESPN, they call that a walk-off home run. I'm kind of a traditionalist and have never used that term, but I think, Allie, everybody in this ballpark on that 2-1 pitch, as they show it on the Rockwell Collins game link, it went over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion again. People are looking out onto 8th Avenue for it. I think everybody knew it was gone.
I think so, too. The fans are probably glad they decided to come today.
Oh, my goodness.
That was worth staying for.
Matt Abram still being mobbed by his teammates in the Colonel first base dugout. Matt Abram, leading off the bottom of the 9th inning, belts his 4th of the year, and the Colonels are lifted to a 5-4 victory in the game 1 of a 4-game series with the Snappers. 5-4 Colonels on a home run by Matt Abram. We'll enjoy the happy totals, highlights, and more of this Colonel 5-4 victory next on the Colonel Curtain Call.
It's the unexpected touches that make an anniversary special. The Lincoln Mercury Anniversary Clearance Sales Event, featuring savings on every 2003 Lincoln & Mercury, including our award-winning SUVs. Lincoln Navigator, the full-size luxury SUV that started it all. The all-new mid-size Lincoln Aviator, and the versatile Mercury Mountaineer. 3 distinct SUVs, each with your Lincoln Mercury dealer's best model year-end price. Throw in special anniversary incentives, and this is one anniversary you won't want to miss. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today. Ends July 31st.
Horse owners, mosquito season is here. Billions of mosquitoes are putting horses at risk for deadly West Nile virus. Last year, over 14,000 equine cases of West Nile were reported. 1 in 3 clinically affected horses will die. Can you afford to leave them unprotected? Ask for the first choice and proven protection, West Nile Innovator Vaccine. It's preferred by veterinarians and trusted by horse owners coast to coast, with millions of doses safely given. Ask your veterinarian for West Nile Innovator Vaccine from Fort Dodge Animal Health.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call, right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Colonel's game, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, this crowd of over 1,400 is still in a state of ecstasy and sheer happiness as Matt Abram, leading off the bottom of the 9th inning, belted his 4th home run of the season in just his 13th game. It was Abram's 2-run double back in the Colonel 4-run third that gave the Colonels a 4-0 lead in this game. The Colonel homestand record is now 2-2, and our record against Beloit 3-2. John Rogers, along with broadcast assistant Allie Lensko, with you here on the Colonel Curtain Call. This game was scoreless until the Colonels batted in the 3rd inning. Now, we want to backtrack and tell you something very intriguing about that 3rd inning. Greg Porter led it off with a single to left, was balked to second. Quan Cosby was at the plate. And, Allie, would you remind our listeners what happened when Quan Cosby was at the plate back in the 3rd inning? The conditions that forced a 13-minute delay in the action.
Well, we had a couple of huge strikes of lightning happen right behind us and delayed the game for how many minutes did you say?
13 minutes.
13 minutes. I think it kind of threw the pitcher off.
Yeah.
And
It did throw Manny Parra out of rhythm because after the 13-minute delay, and by the way, no more lightning was seen, nor did we have any downpour. It was a very wise decision on the part of the umpires to pull both teams off the diamond for 13 minutes. And when we came back, Mel Garejo grounded one to the shortstop. And as Porter went to third, Chaz Tierney threw it by Prince Fielder for an error, and Porter scored to make it 1-0. Erick Aybar followed. Mel Garejo rounding first on the wild throw past Fielder was thrown out for the second out of the inning. Aybar then reached on an infield single. Callaspo drilled a single into right center, sending Erick flying to third. Jared Abruzzo ripped a single into left to make it 2-0 Kernels, and then Matt Abram belted a 2-run double off the left field wall to cap a Kernel 4-run third inning. Little did we know at that time that would be all the runs the Kernels would get until that dramatic ninth inning, which we'll describe in a moment. In the fourth inning, the Snappers scored a run, and they did so single-handedly due to the excellence of Tony Gwynn Jr. He led off the fourth against James Holcomb by singling into right. He stole second, he stole third, and he scored on a wild pitch. The game was 4-1 Kernels until the Snappers scored 3 runs in the top of the fifth inning. With 2 out, Calix Crabb grounded one to the right of Callaspo underneath his glove. He was charged with an error. Crabb then stole second. The Kernels walked Tony Gwynn Jr. And, Allie, we had a sinking feeling when Prince Fielder came to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. And sure enough, he did big damage.
He sure did. That one went out of the park to score, tie the game 4-4.
Yeah, a 3-run homer over the right field wall, and we were tied at 4. The game stayed tied at 4, thanks in large part to great relief pitching from James Carroll, who will be Allie's dugout interview guest tomorrow, and from Ozzie Lugo. The game remained tied until the bottom of the ninth inning. The count was 2-1 on Matt Abram, and he launched one over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion and left to win the game. And, Allie, once again, I think our listeners would love to know the scene that erupted at home plate. I was too busy trying to describe the home run, and before I looked up... when a guy hits a home run, ordinarily the on-deck hitter shakes his hand as he crossed the plate. This was different.
Well, this was a game-winning hit. It wasn't just any old home run. The whole team came out to home plate and jumping around and patting Abram on the head, and all the way down into the dugout, the whole party continued.
It sure did. That was some scene, and I bet the Kernels will... Well, I know Matt Abram will remember it. It's not often that a guy at any level of professional baseball experiences that sheer exhilaration, there I go stumbling on my adjectives again, exhilaration that Matt Abram did. 5-4 Kernels. For the Kernels, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. We left 9. Beloit, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They only stranded... Oops, I got that wrong. For the Kernels, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. We left only 3 men on. For the Snappers, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They stranded 9. The winning pitcher, Ozzie Lugo, he pitched the ninth inning. He's 1-1. The loser was first-year pro Tim Boucher. He's 0-2. The game took 2 hours and 48 minutes before a Monday night crowd of 1,417. 5-4 Kernels. We're back in a minute with our Kernel plays of the game.
Smiles don't just happen. They take commitment and a team effort between you and your dentist. To create a winning smile, see the dental professionals at the Dental Center on Mount Vernon Road in Cedar Rapids. Doctors Hagenman, Stovey, and Steiberg can take care of all your dental needs. For information or an appointment, call the Dental Center at 365-0534. To create a dental health team that will leave you smiling, call the Dental Center.
Anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation has time. They've got their own kind of sounds. Come to shout it out. Yes, that Giant Pepsi.
Matt Abram with a thrilling game-ending home run in the bottom of the ninth on a 3-1 count sends the Kernels to a 5-4 win. It's time to enjoy our Kernel plays of the game here on the Kernel Curtain Call, and we're going to start way back in the first inning. 2 were out. Nobody was on. Tony Gwynn Jr., his first at-bat in this series, was facing Kernel starter James Holcomb, and this is what happened. Here's the payoff to Tony Gwynn Jr., and he drives it into left center. On the run is Cosby. He dives and makes a terrific catch. What a catch by Quan Cosby, racing into left center, and he took a double away from Tony Gwynn Jr. Yes, he did, and we're going to highlight the Kernel defense again in the third inning. With runners at first and second and 2 out, the Snappers had a great chance to break out on top in the top of the third. Here's what happened. Uh-oh, Crab hits one to deep right, way back. Melgarejo makes the catch. Calix Crab made a bid for a 2-out, 2-run triple, but it was turned back on a terrific running catch in deep right field by Rancel Melgarejo. Every time I have the joy of introducing Rancel to people here at the stadium, I proudly say he's the best outfielder I've seen in 8 years as the voice of the Kernel. And that's the truth. Rancel is the best I've seen. Our third and final Kernel play of the game took place in the bottom of the ninth inning. The score was tied 4-4. The Kernels were looking for their first run since their 4-run third inning. And here's how we cap off our Kernel plays of the game. The 3-1 to Abram. A deep drive to left. The Kernels win on another home run by Matt Abram. 5-4. Abram clouts his 4th home run as a Kernel, and he gives the Kernels the game 5-4. Matt Abram sent one into orbit. I mean, he sent one out of here, way out of here. Allie, describe that Kernel scene at home plate.
They got a mad huddle going on, jumping on. Everyone loves Abram.
Yes, they do. That's a great line to end with. Everybody loves Abram. Matt had a 2-run double and the Kernel 4-run third and ended the game with a dramatic walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth inning, 5-4 Kernels. That's our second segment of the Kernel Curtain Call. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout and come back with Allie's look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Everyone deserves a great insurance agent, not just any insurance agent. Paul Draper, your Pekin insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, has the experience and knowledge to provide you with top-notch insurance coverages. Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion has been insuring individuals like you for over 100 years. Dependable protection from Pekin insurance agent Paul Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, an agency you know and trust.
Looking for a sure way to bring your daughter or son the thrill of a lifetime? Then visit Taco Bell and register them for a chance to be drawn as a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy. As a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy, your child will receive a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy t-shirt, collect autographs from the Kernels, and take the field with a Kernel player for the national anthem. Being a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy will provide your kid with an unforgettable feeling of excitement. All it takes is a visit to Taco Bell.
Well, we want to ask Bruce Downey, TV9 anchor man. He's here. He's been to almost... Bruce, out of 88 home games, I bet you've been to 78. 78. Okay. Well, Bruce is here, and Bruce, Allie and I were just awestruck by that home run off the bat of Abram. You usually watch the game from just to the left of the Kernel dugout, just to the right of home plate. When he connected, did you know it was gone? Yeah, we thought so, too. Yeah, his homer, it made 8th Avenue, didn't it? Well, Bruce Downey, thank you, and Sue for stopping by to say hello. Great to see you here at the ballpark for, almost every home game. You too. Bruce Downey, always kind to say hello and to support the Kernels. My goodness, it's not too many people as high profile and respected as Bruce that are able to come out and root for their team. And, Allie, do the kids down in Iowa City tune in TV9? Oh.
You hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Sure do. I actually watched quite a few newscasts when I was taking broadcast journalism. So.
Well, you learn from the best when you watch Bruce and Edie and Liz Mathis, that's for sure. We're going to, following this Kernel dramatic 5-4 victory, take a look now at a rather abbreviated slate of games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to us by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, and Lanny Peterson. And with the State Farm Major League scoreboard, Kernel broadcast assistant Allie Lensko.
Our only game today in the American League happened this afternoon at Yankee Stadium. New York beat Boston 2-1. And then in the National League, we have the final scores here for a few games at Olympic Stadium. The Expos pretty much rocked the Phillies 8-1. At Shea Stadium, the Braves and Mets went head-to-head. Braves beating the Mets 7-3. At Minute Maid Park, we have the Astros beating the Reds 7-1. And right now, currently at Wrigley Field in the 8th, we have the Cubs leading the Marlins 6-3. At Miller Park in the top of the 8th, it's the Brewers beating the Pirates 9-1. And the Diamondbacks have scored 1 run since our last update, and they are down 5-1 against the Rockies at Bank One Ballpark. And then at Qualcomm Stadium, we're still tied 0-0 as the Padres take on the Dodgers. And at Pacific Bell Park, St. Louis is still leading. Still losing to the Giants 0-3 in the second inning.
In the second inning. Mm-hmm. A long way to go there. Well, Allie, this was a great win for the Kernels. It ups our homestand record to 2-2, and things get even more fun tomorrow because of a fantastic offer, and we have a clever name for it.
Oh, Thirsty Tuesday or 2 for Tuesday?
There you go.
Sorry, it was not paying attention
No,
there,
you were just finishing the State Farm Major League scoreboard, but we always look ahead, the final portion of the Kernel Curtain Call, and there is a lot to look forward to tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow's 2 for Tuesday. You can get 2 domestic draft beers in 12-ounce cups for $2.50, or 2 bottled sodas for $2.75, or 2 bottled waters for $2.50.
And that's why we call it.
Join us.
Yes, 2 for Tuesday. I know you said later this month some of your friends are coming up from Iowa City, and that'll really appeal to them.
They sure will have a blast when 2 for Tuesday comes around.
Well, blast was what Matt Abram provided here tonight. Matt Abram has really lifted this Kernel Ball Club with his eagerness. I overheard Matt on the Tri-State Travel Motor Coach, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing this story, how much he missed playing baseball when the Twins let him go earlier this spring. He worked very hard to keep in shape, and he showed the Angels that he was worthy of another try. And, boy, there aren't too many guys that make it to professional baseball that at some time are not either released or traded. And so Matt had to experience that early in his professional career, and what a big lift he's given this Kernel Club in the second half. In 13 games, Abram now has 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 doubles in just 13 games. Now that's being productive. The Kernel bullpen was terrific. 3 shutout innings from James Carroll and Ozzie Lugo, and it spelled a Kernel 5-4 victory. Allie Lensko will greet you tomorrow evening at 6:40 for the dugout interview. Allie was with us this evening. So was Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. Deb, thanks for all of your great work as usual at 2nd Avenue and 5th Streets. The Kernels, on a Matt Abram 9th inning home run, turned back Beloit 5-4. And 2 for Tuesday will be tomorrow. Hope to see you here. The gates open at 6. 5-4 Kernels. John Rogers saying so long from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming, already in progress.